Hello, hello. Chat, do you hear me? Are we live? Hold on. Fix that. Okay, hello? Okay, my mic should be louder now. What's up? Welcome to the stream, you guys. I hope you guys are having a good day today. We will be, what? We're gonna be watching some shorts today. I am thinking about doing, what? Spam W's in the chat, though. Welcome in. Where's my new soundboard? Woo-hoo-hoo! Let's go. Yes. Shout out to Grayson. Peak. Yes, sir. No Gorilla Tag, no. Tomorrow is the IRL stream or Wednesday. I'm not sure, but we're gonna do a very good stream tomorrow. So if you want to see me play different games tomorrow, then stay tuned. I'll be live on that. I'll be testing that out. But I'm thinking of doing a face reveal and a setup tour because I hit 100K. So we might do that. Alright, chat? So that's going to be soon. And the IRL stream is going to be either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not sure. Thank you for the 100, Ant. But we'll have to see. So welcome to the stream. What's up, Dorothy? Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I'm probably... Shout out to Grayson. All right. Dang, we got a lot of new shorts, you guys. We got a lot of new shorts to watch. Hold up. Shout out to Grayson. Shout out to Grayson. Okay. Face reel soon, maybe soon. All right, let's see here. Okay. I think we're gonna start off with this one. Let's go.
I was sitting on the kitchen floor eating my mom's candy, but when I turned the jar around and read the label, my entire face went pale. No way, I don't want this.
Shout out to Snowy.
My chin started trembling, so I ripped the label into 100 pieces. Then I threw the jar across the kitchen and started crying as loud as I could.
Oh, nah. They were the
My mom walked in
Starcast.
with her coffee and froze. I cried out, "Mommy, I ate your favorite candy, the ones you eat
Oh,
every night."
nah. Okay, who cares though? What's up, Daniel? Can we collab maybe? Think of a star,
Her
Sonya.
mug shattered on the tiles, and she screamed,
Oh my
"Wait,
God.
what did you eat?" My dad sprinted in and grabbed his head with both hands. "What did he eat? Some pills? I don't know. We don't even have any pills in the house." Mom put 911 on speaker,
What's up, Tayden?
and they kept asking the same question. "Ma'am,
Oh, nah.
what exactly did..."
What's up, Blue Dog Plays? Guys, if you're new to the stream, welcome in. Like up and subscribe if you want shout out. What's up, Legend GT Clips? The GOAT, bro. Who even are you, though? They were the star. Just wondering. Who's behind the Clips channel? What's up, James? What's up, Walter?
Did he swallow?
If you guys subscribe, I got you a shout out.
Mom snatched the jar off the floor, but the label was gone, and I was crying too hard
They
to
were the
answer.
Starcast.
So I started announcing my symptoms. "Mommy, Daddy, my tummy feels
Oh,
warm."
nah.
Dad's face went white. "My legs feel funny." Dad
Hey,
sat
yo. Shout out to Jonas.
down on the floor. Mom yelled into the
Jonas.
phone, "Please hurry and get here." Two
Shout out to JS1 main official. Shout out to Walter.
officers barged in like it was a hostage situation. "What pills did he eat?" My parents shook their heads since no one knew the answer. But one of the officers looked at the shredded label on the floor
Shout out
and
to Henry.
smiled. "I know what to do." She gathered every piece, laid them out on the counter, and started sliding them together like a
Oh,
jigsaw
nah.
puzzle. My
Shout out
dad
to
just whispered,
Elizabeth.
"Please let my son be all right." Ambulance
What?
lights started
What the hell? What happened? They were Starcast. Shout out to Lewis. Everybody like up the stream and subscribe.
flashing through the window. That's when the last scrap slid into place, and the officer read it out flat. "Get pregnant within
What the hell? Shout out to Jerron.
seconds. Guaranteed." The kitchen went dead
Oh,
silent.
nah.
Mom blinked her eyes. "Wait, those are my
What the hell, bro? They were the hiding gift and Tira. Guys, feel free to send gifts like laughing discos if you want. And shout out to Dylan. Thank you for the jamming gift. Hugh What H. W Hugh What H. First gift of the stream. W Hugh What H. Thank you, bro. W. Thank you so much, Hugh What H.
fertility pills. Everyone
W.
slowly turned to me at once.
out
"That's
to
Mommy's
Henry.
favorite candy, the one she takes every night before playing on the bed with Daddy." I looked down at my
Which
belly
star?
and asked the very thing that had been making me
Oh,
cry.
nah.
"When do I give
They
birth?"
were the hiding
I
gift,
was sitting.
Mickey. Oh, no.
I was standing in court because
Kinda
my neighbor
sus.
was suing me for $15,000.
$15,000? What the hell, bro? They were the laughing disco, Nikki. W Nikki with the laughing disco. Thank you, Nikki, for the laughing disco. W Nikki, David 67 Hugh at H. W Nikki Smith with the laughing disco. Thank you.
Over my Wi-Fi network name. The judge read the complaint aloud, her eyebrows climbing with every word. The defendant purposely named their wireless network FBI surveillance van number
What? Why would they name it that? They were to start Kingston.
4 to cause the plaintiff, Mr. Snatcher, insomnia and force them to purchase 20 different types of window blinds. Their lawyer stood up in a three-piece suit, dead serious. Your Honor, I have evidence that we're dealing with a
Legend want access to the YT? Nah, it's good, it's good.
psychological mastermind here. The lawyer called
It's
my
okay,
neighbor
bro.
to the stand. Mr. Snatcher, describe your daily routine since this began.
Thank you for making a channel on me, though. That's insane. Shout out to No Face, No Case. Shout out to New EVR. 367 Nikki. You were the hiding gift, Hugh at H.
Mr. Snatcher straightened his tie. I burn my handwritten notes in the sink
You were
every
hiding
night
it again.
after I read them out loud
W.
to my
Hugh
wife,
at H.
so nothing sensitive gets left behind. The judge's mouth twitched. You read them out loud, then burn them. Correct, Your Honor.
nah.
I also vacuum at 3 in the morning. It creates audio interference so they can't hear us. The judge pinched the bridge of her nose. They who exactly? He threw up his hands. The vans. I bit the inside of my cheek so hard
What's
it
up,
almost
Theo?
bled. The lawyer pressed on, unbothered. They installed new locks
You were the hiding gift, Aubrey and Maverick.
weekly at their own expense after determining the originals had been compromised. The judge's
Shout out to
pen stopped
Melissa.
moving entirely. Weekly, for 6 months, my knuckles went white, gripping the edge of the bench. Yes, Your Honor, the lawyer said, still nodding.
They
They
were
also
hiding
played
it,
Russian
honey.
folk music at all hours, since research shows
What?
it confuses surveillance algorithms.
Let's get
the judge
frappy.
sighed, then looked at me over her glasses. Anything to add? I turned my phone toward her with a group chat titled
You were the hiding gift, Maverick.
Super Secret
were
Spy
star.
Squad pulled up. This is my Wi-Fi's
hell?
namesake, Your Honor. 4 idiots who named ourselves after a joke in college, and I just never changed it. I held up a photo of
Shout out
me
to
and my
Jackson.
college roommates from 4 years back, all of us in gas
Oh, nah, is that Fulton? You guys see that dude right there? That looks like Fulton. Not gonna lie, bro. That actually looks like that Fulton guy.
station sunglasses, posing like we were in a spy movie. We all had secret agent names. I'm Agent
Shout
Chaos
out to
because I
Aiden.
handled the explosives, which means making microwave popcorn. The court reporter stopped typing. The only thing
What is that? What is that typer?
which
What the
means
hell,
making
bro?
microwave popcorn.
Shout out
The
to
court reporter
Jaron. What the hell?
stopped typing. The only thing we've
Shout
ever
out to
surveilled
Arlet.
is a pizza tracker, and our only
That's
top
official Oscar. Chat, let's hit 130K again. We lost it. They were StarCast. I don't know what happened. We lost like 600 subs. What are we doing? What's up, Landon?
secret operation was sneaking a George Foreman grill into our dorm
We're hiding
room. The
him,
courtroom went
Jesus.
dead silent for 3 full seconds before the bailiff snorted out loud. The judge took off her glasses, rubbed her eyes, and let the laugh win. Case dismissed. Agent Chaos, you're free to go. I was standing in court.
I'll see Legend GT clips. But I'm gonna be honest, you shouldn't make your channel about me, bro. If you really want to do good on YouTube, don't make your channel about me.
I
Do
was
like
working
Roblox or
as a
something.
waiter at Casa Bonita, refilling water at a table right under the fake cliffside where our divers jump into
nah.
the pool below, when a dad at a nearby table
nah.
stood up and waved one down. Hold on, it's my son's birthday, and he deserves more than that, these lame dives. I rolled my eyes. Every person there gets the same show. Divers
nah.
flipping off the cliff into the pool below while they enjoy their sopapillas. But that wasn't good enough for this guy. He wanted a special show built just
You're a peak YouTuber? Thank you, bro. But I don't know, really. I mean, I'll see, but
for his son, Stanley. My manager walked over and smiled politely. Sir, the show runs on a set schedule for everyone's safety. The dad waved him
Oh,
off.
nah.
Do you know what I paid for this party? Change the schedule or
What's
else.
up,
I knew
Ant-Man?
right then
Shout out to
this wasn't going
Lucas.
to end well for him. When the
Shout out
next
to
dive
Dylan.
came, he stood up again. That's
shout out
it.
to
A
your
basic
Loki,
flip. My son
local
needs at
silly spro.
least double flip. A diver on the platform
What a
paused
W.
mid-climb to glare at
Tristan.
him, then did the most basic flip
Oh,
possible
what
off
the
the
hell?
cliff. His face went
You were the 6'7" Empress.
red. I
Thank
want
you,
him
guys.
diving through a flaming hoop. Set one up right now. My manager
A
smiled
flaming
tight.
hoop. Who would flip through a flaming hoop? They were the W Armando. They were the jamming gift. Jesus Rosas. W Jesus Rosas with the jamming gift. Thank you, bro. W Jesus Rosas. Shout out to Elijah.
Lately, and
Thank
I had
you.
to hide my laugh. We don't have flaming hoops, sir. Then get one.
We're the
By the
hiding
third
gift
dive,
editor,
he was
Swift.
standing on his chair, phone out, filming. Do it again, but yell happy birthday to my son this time.
Oh,
One
nah.
diver actually did it. Deadpan, monotone. Happy birthday, Stanley. Then he hit the water with
Silver
a splash.
sparkles are
The whole
Amanda.
restaurant laughed, but he didn't notice. He just wanted more.
Shout
I
out
want
to
him
Monkey
doing a double
Boss.
backflip off the highest platform on the cliff.
You were the
right
100,
now. My
Tristan.
manager's jaw tightened. Sir, that platform's for trained staff only. The father
Keep subbing up if you guys want shout outs. Shout out to Canna. They were the hiding gift.
his foot. I don't care. I'm not paying for the kiddie dive, so get someone up there. The head diver climbed up herself, waved at him with a huge smile, and called down loud enough for my whole section to hear. This one's for the dad who thinks he's a stunt coordinator. She launched into a full twisting backflip, landed clean, then swam straight to the edge and pointed right at him. Actually, sir, since you're the real expert here, why don't you show us how it's done? The whole restaurant lost it, chanting for him to dive as he turned red with embarrassment. Then 2 staff members in black Bart cowboy costumes appeared and marched him toward the fake jail cell tucked in Black Bart's cave, cameras flashing the entire walk. I watched him sit behind the little wooden bars for the rest of the show, while Stanley cheered
Legend GT clips
louder than anyone in the building. I still think it was the best tip I never got.
You're the hiding gift, Genesis. The hell?
I slipped on my mom's diamond wedding ring while she was in the shower.
Nah. Imagine it breaks. Shout out to little Timmy.
But when I threw my hands up to spin, the ring flew off.
Okay, I will. Guys, like up the stream and subscribe. Thank you for the star, Samantha. Hold up. Okay. Go. No. Hit 6, 7. Okay, chat. Let's watch.
My finger and rolled deep under the fridge.
They were the hiding gift relay.
And my best
Appreciate
friend
it, bro.
Rex's ears shot up like
I'm
he knew
actually
I'd
gonna
messed
crash
up.
out.
I dropped down and looked, but it was way too far back to reach. Mom's shower was still running down the hall, and I had to get that ring back or else she'd kill me. So I grabbed a broom and jammed it under the fridge, but the ring only skidded farther back into the dark. My hands were shaking now, and then I heard the shower shut off down the hall. She's getting out.
Daddy Speedy, what the fuck? Yo! ISO Speed's dad! What? What the hell is it? ISO Speed's dad! What? What? Nah, ISO Speed's dad, what? Yo! What? Shout out to what but account 2 fan. Yo! ISO Speed's dad is in the chat! How's it going, bro? That's actually the channel. Leave. Oh my, what the hell?
And I had seconds before she caught me, so I did the only thing I could think of and pushed Rex toward the gap. Get it, boy. Get
what the hell?
But I saw the food.
That's ISO Speed's dad. I'm sorry. Yo, he just commented. Yo, ISO Speed's dad. Say something else, bro. Yo, tell your son to play Gorilla Tag, bro. Do that.
Scraps under there, so I begged him, don't eat the food, just get the ring. He wriggled under, and I saw him snatch the ring in his teeth, my body finally relaxing. But
yeah, thank you, ISO Speed's dad. What? Yeah! Yeah, thank you, bro. You're the GOAT. You're the king, bro. W.
One gulp, he swallowed
ISO Speed's dad in the chat.
The ring whole with the food scraps. My hands flew over my head. The ring was inside my dog now, and there was no getting it out.
Hey,
my mom stepped out of the bathroom as I
Yeah, that's ISO Speed's dad, bro. They were the hiding gift. Jesus and Luke. They were the laughing disco noob. W noob with the laughing disco. Thank you, noob. W noob, bro. Thank you. W noob.
Dropped to my knees, shaking him, begging him to spit it up, but he just licked my face. Then she walked over. Have you seen my wedding ring? No, I haven't seen it. I lied.
Yeah, that's
my
crazy.
Voice cracking. Mom crossed her arms.
We actually got Speed's dad on the stream. Shout out to Ivan. Shout out to official Bo Boys. Chat, is that insane, bro? Shout out to Chase Plays.
Staring right through me. I know you're lying. Did you take my...
Yeah, ISO Speed's dad. If you're still on the stream, bro, thank you for being here, bro.
Ring. Just then, the front door opened and Dad walked in, hearing what my mom said. Your ring? You lost your $20,000 wedding ring? My body started
Give her the laughing disco.
Right then,
NXRDS. WNXRDS, bro. Thank you. Yes, make a clip out of it. Legend GT clips. WNXRDS, bro. Thank you for the laughing disco.
Rex gagged, his whole body heaving, and the ring shot out of his mouth in a puddle of slobber. I couldn't let him take the blame, so I yelled, "It was me." I dropped it and told him to get it.
They were the laughing disco. Lucas Edits. W Lucas Edits with the laughing disco. Thank you, Lucas Edits. And Daniel with the laughing disco too. W Daniel and Lucas Edits. Thank you both, bro. I appreciate it.
Shook her head and put her hands on my shoulder. Sweetie, you don't have to cover for the dog. We know how much you love him, but we're going to have to give him away to the shelter for doing this. They carried Rex out the door as I protested, the ring safe in Mom's hand. They thought I was protecting him, but I was just telling the truth. I slipped on my mom's...
Yeah, that's W. They were the laughing disco. Lucas Edits. And Instaga, bye. W Instaga, bye. And Lucas Edits, bro. Thank you both. W, both of them. W Instaga, bye. Lucas Edits and Just a gtag Builder. Thank you all for the laughing discos. W's, bro. Thank you all three so much. W's. Give it a star, Ben High. W's.
Diamond wedding ring.
All right.
I was walking past the bridal suite.
They were live. Let's go, Laura. W, Laura.
Voice through the door.
Thank you, Laura.
Just take the money and tell him you got cold feet.
Shout out to Pro Gamer. Shout out to Laura. Thank you, Laura. No, but chat, I'm gonna be honest, bro. We actually got Speed's dad on the stream. I think I might have to make a video out of that. Yo, holy chat, if you missed it, I'm sorry, bro. You could go up in the chat. He was actually on the stream. Shout out to the one blue cheese. Shout out to Alexander. But that's insane, bro. He's gonna tell his son, bro, to play Gorilla Tag. That's tough.
And pressed my ear against the door. My bride's voice came back firm. Absolutely not. I love him, and I am not going anywhere. A bang against the wall. You do not belong in this family. Take the check, or I will ruin this wedding myself. I heard footsteps and ducked into the supply closet. My mom walked out with the check still in her hand. I pulled out my phone and texted my bride. I was outside and I heard everything. 3 seconds later, she texted back. We are getting married no matter what. I leaned against the wall and took a breath. I didn't know how far my mom was.
They were the flower banana the monkey. You should have said, tell your son to sub. Nah, Speed's not gonna sub to me, bro. Nah.
Willing to go. My sister grabbed.
I want him to play Gorilla Tag, bro.
My arm 10 minutes later. The flowers never came. I called the florist and put it on speaker. Your mother canceled the order yesterday, sir. I drove to the grocery store in my suit and grabbed every bucket of flowers I could carry. Shout out to 1v10. Shout out to Camo Tuffy. But I was still 3 short for the tables when I got back and saw the makeup artist at the side door holding an envelope. Someone called yesterday and canceled. I came to return your deposit. I begged her to stay and told her the wedding was still on, but she just shook her head and wouldn't look at me. I've already booked another job for today. I'm so sorry. I stood in the parking lot watching her drive off, flowers wilting in my back seat, and that's when my bride called. I could hear she'd been crying. She came back, 100,000 this time, and she called my boss, told him I was unstable,
100,000. They were the star, Amanda.
Fired an hour ago. This wasn't about the wedding anymore. My mom was going.
What would you do for $500? I don't know, a backflip. You were the hiding it, Vinciga. Can you say Ricardo? Ricardo.
After the rest of her life. Please tell me.
Guys, subscribe if you want a shout out, bro.
You record every time.
Yo, I skipped the shore. I'm gonna crash out.
I drove to the grocery store in my suit and grabbed every bucket of flowers I could carry, but I was still 3 short for the tables when I got back and saw the makeup artist at the side door holding an envelope. Someone called yesterday and canceled. I came to return your. Do not delete us.
I don't know. I think I watched this.
I
don't know.
Time the birthday kid started opening presents,
I
locked myself in the bathroom and waited for the cheering to start.
They were the $2. Sahori. W Sahori with the $2. And they were the clutch gift, Michael. W Sahori. Thank you, bro.
My mom couldn't afford gifts, but still sent me to every birthday in 3rd grade because the pizza was the only time I got dinner. I would eat embarrassed.
Chat, from 1 to 10, how much do you like pizza, bro? They were the laughing disco. Instaga. W Instaga with the laughing disco. Thank you, Instaga. W Instaga. Shout out to Laura.
And never wanted anyone to know. But the day before my best friend Kai's birthday, his mom knocked on our door and asked if I wanted to sleep over. I said yes, because a sleeper meant dinner.
They were the stars, Ben High and the one blue cheese.
Aren't you bringing your present for me? I felt my legs buckle. But
W Instaga with the laughing disco again. And thank you for the high five, Ambery. W Ambery and Instaga. Thank you both. They were the clutch junior wag.
His mom immediately cut in. I'm sure he'll come back for it, right? I nodded, my stomach twisting in fear. During dinner, Kai punched my shoulder. I can't wait to see what you got me, dude. And I laughed nervously.
You were the hiding gift, Heather and Instagram.
While thinking if I should just go home before the party.
Can we make this the official Clips channel? Maybe.
My stomach twisting in fear. During dinner, Kai punched my shoulder.
Oh, nah. Why would he punch his shoulder?
Can't wait to see what you got me, dude. And I laughed.
They were the hiding gift, Evie boys. They were the W. Is RT.
Thinking if I should just go home before the party. I couldn't let Kai find out, but then his mom waved me into her bedroom. My face went hot because I thought she'd question me about presents, but instead she spread toys across the bed. These are the presents I'm giving Kai tomorrow. Pick one and put your name on it so it can be from you. My chest froze. I realized she knew I was poor, and my hands started shaking, but she just took my shoulders and smiled. Don't be shy, honey. Pick a toy. I nervously reached for the tiny fidget spinner, but then she slid me the giant monster truck.
Oh my God, look at that thing.
Instead, we wrapped
my
it on
God.
the floor and wrote my
Damn.
name while Kai
Not gonna lie, I would want that,
showered,
bro.
and I nearly cried the whole time.
Is Speeds that in the chat? He was. I think he left the chat, but he was in the chat. I told him to play Gorilla Tag before he left, bro. Well, no, I told his son to play Gorilla Tag. I said, tell your son to play Gorilla Tag. So, bro, Speeds dad, bro. What's up, Bachon?
The next day, I set a present down for the first
Who? I showed Speed's dad. You know that guy?
time. Kai ripped the paper off and
He's a
screamed,
goat, bro.
"How did you know? You're the
Go to JFL Patch.
best." I laughed, and his mom glanced
Give her
at
the dollar, Sahori. W Sahori with the dollar. Thank you, bro.
me and smiled. When the
W.
next present came out, I stayed in the room. Every time
W.
I was at my high school prom when I let out a fart so
What would you do for $400? A backflip, bro. They were the gold coin junior wag.
loud I knew I
Oh
had
my
to go.
gosh.
So I
Wait,
rushed in. I
rewind
was
that.
at my high school prom when I let out a fart
They were the gold coin.
so loud I
Ooh,
knew I had to
stinky,
go.
bruh.
So I rushed
Wow.
into the nearest porta potty. But the second I latched the door, it started violently rocking back and
What
forth.
the hell?
And my stomach dropped. I heard a laugh. "I'm a flip it. Say I won't." I realized it was Derek, who'd bullied me since freshman year. "Derek, don't. I'm
Who the
in
hell is Derek, bro?
my suit." But he heaved it over anyway, and I slammed into the door as the tank emptied all over me. I crawled out dripping in filth while he cackled with his friends. "Ow! He smell like caca,
El latte seat. No, I'm joking. They were hiding it, Frankie.
farts, and ah!" I walked away without a word like I always did, and I had no clue that tonight that would
Guys, if you want, feel free to send gifts like Laughing Discos.
finally change.
If you
I
want.
was heading for the exit.
It's a loop. No, it's not, bro. It's real. It's real. I'm not AI. I'm real. They were 100.
Hands on my face, crying, when my teacher grabbed my shoulder. "I've watched him bully you for 4 years."
Yeah, bro. I saw it on my because you tagged me. Legend GT clips. You tagged me.
I should have
You were
stepped
the
in
W
long
Valentino.
ago, but I won't let you take it tonight. My throat
You were the
tightened
hiding gift
because no one's ever
Toronto.
stood up for me. Then Derek's voice cut across the lot. "If you're not a pussycat to come back,
Yup.
I'll flip it again, loser." The whole crowd
They were the hiding
laughed,
gift
and
rocks.
for the first time,
They were the GG NXRDS. They were the flower
humiliation
Ashley.
turned into something I've never felt
We're the hiding
before.
gift
I
apple.
looked the teacher dead in the eyes. "Tell me what to do."
It's a loop. It's not. I just told you. They were 6'7" casing.
But my suit's trashed. His nose burned at my smelly suit, and he slipped off his own suit
He really
jacket
GG.
and threw mine in the garbage, his suit hanging loose on my frame. Then he walked me through loosening the porta potty door so it would blow open when it tipped, and he handed me 2 suction cups. I didn't understand what
You
they
were
were
6'7"
for,
hot
but he
poke
just grinned.
pulls.
"Trust me," he pointed at a porta potty. "Stand near that one. It's been used all day." I walked back into the packed prom, and Derek shoved through the crowd with a grin.
Oh,
"You came
nah.
back. This
Why does bro looks like so tall,
will
bro?
be even better than last time."
He looks
My
so
heart
tall.
pounded because I'd never stood up to anyone in my life, but I forced
Guys,
myself
if you're new to the stream, feel free to send gifts if you want, like Laughing Discos. And if you subscribe, I'll give you a shout out.
toward the porta potty.
You were
"You
6'7"
want round
cousin.
2? Bet. Everyone watch." The whole prom turned as he shoved me inside and heaved it over. He was laughing like he won until the loosened door burst open and a whole day's worth
Oh,
of filth
nah. Oh
poured
my
out,
God.
burying him as the crowd screamed. He staggered up gagging,
Shout
coated
to
head to
Rocks.
toe, spinning around for me.
Shout
Then I
to
stepped
Jacob.
out without a
Shout out to
single
Gabe.
stain, because the second he flipped it, I'd
Shout
stuck
to,
the teacher's suction
Chip
cups to
Rides.
the wall and hung above the filth
They were
as
the
it
gold
poured
coin
out the
chase.
door onto him. His friends pointed and laughed. "You smell like caca, farts,
Shout out
and
to
ah."
Tank
4
Smith.
years later, I got the last laugh, and across the
Oh,
room,
nah.
my teacher gave me a proud nod.
The teacher, even the teacher's there, bro. Shout out to Dean.
When I was collecting
Keep subbing up,
my
chat, if you
son
want a
from
shout
his
out.
new school, I opened
Shout
the
out
front
to
door
Chase.
for him, but he jumped in the back seat and popped in an AirPod. "Can you drive now?" I gripped the steering
Oh,
wheel
nah.
because we used to be best friends, but now I was
Thank
just
you
the
for
guy
the
who
star,
drives
Noah.
him around. I opened Spotify and tried playing Fireflies by Owl City, the song he used to love, but he rolled
What the hell is that song, bro? What?
his eyes and started
That's a
scrolling
Diego.
Instagram brain rot reel.
Oh, nah. What is that brain rot, bro?
Hi.
Shout out to Sigma Rizzler. Thank you for the $2. What's up, Sahori? W Sahori. Thank you, Sahori. W Sahori with the 2. What's up, bro?
I joked, "Is AI brain rot really
Shout out
better
to
than
Case
listening
and
to your old
Clash.
man?" He put in his second AirPod, so I immediately searched best thing to play on a long drive. His story popped up first. I hit play and
The hell
tensed
is
up,
his
not
story?
knowing
What's up,
what my
Flava?
son was going to do next. He slowly pulled an AirPod out. "Yo,
Keep
I know
subbing
this
up,
guy.
chat,
I didn't
if you
know
want
he
a
was
shout
on
out.
Spotify." He climbed into the front seat and turned it up, taking his second AirPod
Shout out
out.
to
When the
Lisa.
story finished, I played a compilation, and my son nodded. This his story Spotify podcast
Okay.
is
Who is gonna listen to his story, bro? What the hell? Shout out to TSVR.
hitting for real for real. Now I can listen to him
The
no
hell,
matter
bro?
what I'm doing. When I parked in the driveway, he hit the lock button. "Can we do one more?" When I
Oh,
was
nah.
I found a dead body under a tarp on
Oh, nah. What? Shout out to Mattress Killer. Shout out to Lizzie Hart
On the
Friends.
beach during my nightly fishing trip. But instead of
This is real. This is not
calling
AI,
the police, I set up my camera and smiled from ear to ear. I was a reporter who had just gotten fired, but this story was going to be my ticket to glory. I circled the tarp with my light rig, framed my shot, and even rehearsed my opening line. Tragedy
Shout out to the Goober AC. Shout out to Bumblebee Gamer.
Shore tonight. A crowd of joggers gathered
Give her the
behind
hiding
me,
gift,
and
Carrie.
one lady was already crying, which was great for atmosphere. I reached for the tarp, but the crying lady screamed, "Don't touch it! That's a crime scene!" So I backed off and played
I notice you, bro. I notice you.
respectful
Don't
journalist.
spam.
So
Don't
Mrs.
spam.
Jogger, you must be pretty shaken, right? Give me a statement. But
Shout
she
out to
shook
the
her
King
head.
at
I'm calling
Drones.
the police. I
For the hiding
jolted
gift,
because if the
J-Kid.
police arrived and blocked me from filming, my ticket to glory would wash away. So I rushed back to
nah.
film the reveal of the dead body under the tarp.
Why would
But
he
at
do that?
exact
What?
moment, my light rig died. I couldn't film in the dark, so I strapped my phone to the rig as a flashlight and handed my camera to the crying lady and told her, "Keep me in frame no matter what." I could hear the police sirens getting
Like up the
closer in
stream,
the distance,
chat.
so I straightened my hair and rushed towards the tarp.
Shout
I
out to
ripped it
E-Ray
off, and
Plays.
the dead body underneath it
I noticed you, Del Luna. I remember you, Del Luna. Don't
stood
spam
up.
though.
It was a huge fisherman who'd been napping under
Give
it,
me
and
the
he
GG
was
Femi.
furious. Your lights woke me up from my nap. He chased me straight through my
Is
own
this
rig,
my
and
story?
I
It's
screamed
his
for
story.
someone to please call the police. My ticket glory
nah.
hadn't washed away. It just never even existed. The crying lady kept me in frame the whole time.
Shout out to
When the
Scoop.
cops arrived, she was still filming, and I heard her say, in my grim reporter voice,
Shout out to the King
"Tragedy
at
washed
Drums.
ashore tonight. I found a dead
Oh nah, guys, feel free to send gifts like Laughing Discos. Do you got Discord? Yeah, I got a Discord server if you want to join. It's in my channel links.
The school bully walked around grabbing everyone's money, but when he got
Why?
to me, I was already holding out a homemade cheeseburger for him. "Here you go, King. Enjoy." He
Nah.
grabbed it and
Chat, imagine he put something in those burgers, bro. Oh nah. He probably put like some fart spray.
examined it with one eye open like he was suspicious, but eventually he put it in his mouth and swallowed it in 3 bites.
Oh,
I
nah.
smirked because he had
3
no idea
bites?
that I'd blended 3 scoops of mass gainer into that patty, and
What the hell is mass
I
gamer?
knew that in a few months he'd be so fat he couldn't
Oh,
even breathe.
nah.
He crushed the wrapper on my chest. "Same time tomorrow, little man."
What's up,
I
Flung?
smiled. Can't wait. By week 2, he stormed over to me, already looking
Dang, he looks fat, bro. Thank you for the Laughing Disco, Kaisen. Thank you, Kaisen, for the Laughing Disco. W Kaisen.
chubbier. From now on, I want
Thank
a
you,
double burger.
Kaisen.
You're my personal
W,
chef
Kaisen.
now, nerd. So that night in the kitchen, I added 3 extra slices of cheese, 2 extra scoops of mass gainer to the
Bro, not gonna lie, it looks like a Krabby Patty. Thank you for the $1, Jacob. W Jacob with the $1. Thank you, bro.
patty
W
mixture,
Jacob.
and generously buttered both buns.
Feel
By
free to
month
send
2,
gifts
he
like
was
guys,
so large
like
that he
Laughing
couldn't sit down
Discos.
without breaking the cafeteria
the hiding
bench,
gift.
and he'd brag with his mouth full while his jeans button popped
Oh my
off.
God.
I'm gonna run this school till graduation. I
Thank you
thought
for the Laughing
nothing
Disco, Kaisen and Zally Z. W Zally Z and Kaisen. Thank you both. W Kaisen and Zally Z. W's. Thank you for the hiding gifts. W Zally Z and Kaisen. Thank you
could go
both.
wrong. Then one Friday, he
appreciate
squinted
it.
at the bun mid-bite. "Why you being so nice,
Thank you.
nerd? What's in this?" The table went quiet, so I grabbed it and took a giant
hiding
bite
gift,
myself.
Gio.
"Just some extra cheese. Why do you want me to stop?"
That is
Eventually,
cap.
he ate it anyway, and I knew I had him. And on the day before spring break, he stomped
Oh my God. This guy's freaking a big back
into
now.
the cafeteria so heavily the floor shook.
Damn.
I sent him off with 6 burgers and hoped his mom didn't own a salad bowl. On the
Thank you for the jamming gift. W Isaac. Sorry if I said your name wrong. W Isaac or Isaac, bro. Thank you for the jamming gift. W Isaac.
first day back, the cafeteria
Or
door
W
opened,
Apex.
and the once mighty school bully was now rolling in on a mobility scooter, wedged between the armrests. Every fork in
The
the
hell?
room froze, and I had to bite my cheek to keep a straight face.
Bro is not
so
the
much for
bully
running
anymore.
This school till graduation. He rolled up and stuck out his hand. "Chef,
nah.
give me my burger now." I took a slow.
Bro's
High
Lamborghini
star
is that.
struck smiling face with
Yo!
open hands.
They were the $2, Sahori. What's up, Sahori? Thank you for the $2. W Sahori with the $2. I appreciate it. They were the hiding gift. Isaac, Blisper, Isaac, and Shuo.
Slow
Thank
bite
you
of my own
guys.
burger
W
and shook my
Sahori.
head. "Nah, King." He raised
Thank
his
you, bro.
fist, so I
For-
leaned in close.
two.
"What are you gonna do? Eat me?" The cafeteria exploded, and even
nah.
the lunch
They
lady
were
was
6-7
laughing
Shuo.
so hard, tears fell from her eyes.
the
The class
GG
bully
easy
slammed the scooter
Bella.
into reverse and beeped his way out. I finished my burger in peace.
Oh,
the
nah.
school bully
Bro became looking like this to like the fattest guy on earth. Thank you for the Laughing Disco, Epex. W Epex with the Laughing Disco. Thank you, Epex. W Epex, bro. Thank you for the Laughing Disco. Okay, that was the last short. We gotta go back. They were the hiding of Jaden. Let's see here. Let's see. I gotta be quick, chat. Like up the stream and subscribe if you want shout out. Shout out to Sonic's #1 fan with the Laughing Disco. Thank you, bro.
While
W
walking my
Sonic's
daughter to
number one
school, I
fan.
noticed a mime on our
Thanks.
street with a sign that said 7 days until it happens.
What the hell? Is this like a clown? Thank you for the laughing disco.
He had a notebook out and was writing things down, handing out drawings to people who walked by.
Oh,
My daughter thought he was hilarious and ran over to give him a coin.
Imagine
He
it's
took
a kidnap.
staying perfectly
You're the
in
dollar
character,
weirdo,
and waved
GT.
at her in slow motion while smiling with these wide eyes.
Oh, nah.
Over the next few days, he never
Shout
left.
out to
His
Susan.
sign now said 5 days, and he was tying elaborate knots with a rope,
You were the
spinning them
W
into
waffle
shapes
boy.
while people threw money and clapped. By the time it said 3 days, he
Oh,
was crouched
nah.
over
Chat, what do you think's gonna happen? Thank you for the laughing disco, Cat's Eye, and thank you for the flower, Jose. W Cat's Eye with the laughing disco, and Weirdo GT with the dollar. Thank you both. W Cat's Eye. Would have loaded guards, Airy.
padlock showing the crowd
you.
how to break it with a bobby pin, and people were filming and laughing. But with 2 days left, I noticed something odd. He'd only pick up his notebook and write it in when I was with my daughter.
There
If
were
I
6,
walked
7
by
costs.
alone, his notebook stayed on the ground, and the day his sign said 1 day left.
One
he
day
wasn't
left.
performing at
What
all.
is gonna
he
happen,
was just
bro?
standing completely still, and when my daughter waved at him, he didn't wave back for the first time
Shout out
all
to
week.
Meme
The
Master.
next morning, he was gone. I was creeped out, but tried to ignore it, and
What
just
happened,
went to
bro?
work as normal. But
You were
around
the 100
2
same
p.m.,
ram.
my daughter
Shout
called
out
me.
to
She
Pizza
whispered,
Guy.
"Daddy, there's someone in our house." I couldn't
Oh my
believe
God.
what I was hearing
nah.
and went
You
pale.
were the
I
floating
told her
heart
to
here.
lock herself in the bathroom because I was coming, and called the police telling
the
them
hiding
everything.
gift.
I sprinted out to my
BFDI
car
fan.
and immediately hit the accelerator, running every
Thank you
red
guys for
light
the
on the
gifts.
way, praying my daughter was still alive. When I got to my street, I saw my front door wide open. My stomach sank, and I ran
You would've
inside
floated car.
instantly, expecting the worst.
Oh,
That's when I
nah.
saw the
You would've
mime's
clutched
notebook
Femi.
and the bobby pin he'd been performing with on the drawer.
Oh,
I ran around
nah.
the house and found the mime standing in the middle of my daughter's
What the
room.
hell is
He
bro
was
doing?
holding a rope, but when he saw me, he didn't even
Oh,
run.
nah. They were the laughing disco, Cat's Eye. You're the hiding gift, Molly. W Cat's Eye with the laughing disco. Thank you, Cat's Eye. W Cat's Eye. Thank you.
He just smiled and said, "She looks just like her." I slammed him into the wall and held him there until I heard the siren.
There were 6, 7
Police
costumes.
arrested the mime, and while I was hugging my daughter, told me that 3 years ago he'd lost custody. His wife took their 10-year-old and vanished.
Oh,
so he'd been
nah.
drifting between cities, finding girls who looked like his daughter.
Oh, nah. They were the
The
laughing
second Miss
disco,
Jackson
Molly.
opened the door.
Oh, frick. Why did it skip the
My
short?
cellmate made
Okay, who cares? W Molly with
My
the
general
laughing
went to
disco.
eat his
Thank you so
breakfast bagel,
much.
But a huge circle.
Oh, what the
The
hell?
second, my cellmate.
Thank you for the 24 clutches. W Femi. W Cat's Eye with the laughing disco. W Jamie with the laughing disco. W Molly with the laughing disco. Thank you. And W Femi. Femi, thank you. My God. Thank you, Femi. They were the laughing disco, Molly. They were the W. They were the. Thank you, guys. Holy.
My cellmate made brass
You're the
knuckles
flower
from
jar,
his teeth
VA.
and used them to fight back.
Oh,
Jerry
nah.
worked in the kitchen, and during his
What
shift,
the hell, bro?
inmates would force him to hold their pockets
W Cat's Eye and Henry with the laughing discos. Thank you both. W's.
and eat off the floor,
You're a
telling
flower.
him to act tough now. You see, despite coming from a gated community, Jerry had gold teeth and
Dang.
gang tattoos.
Chat, if you were him, would you get golden teeth, bro? I would not. You were the flower. They were the laughing disco, Heather. W Heather with the laughing disco. Thank you, Heather. W.
Constantly throwing up signs to impress others.
Oh,
he
nah.
never caused actual trouble, but the fake tough guy act made him the prison's punching
Bro's
bag.
not tough.
But then, an inmate split Jerry's head open for not being quick enough
What?
to serve his
Oh my gosh. W Pretty Girl with the laughing disco. Thank you, Pretty Girl. They were the laughing disco, Katie. W Katie and Pretty Girl. Thank you both. W's.
food, and after getting out of the
You're the gold
infirmary,
coin clock.
Jerry decided he was done. He pulled out his 4 gold teeth at night
Yeah, I'm
by
friends with
himself,
Quality.
and during his next shift at the
Yeah,
kitchen,
I
put
know
them in
Quality.
a small metal container, melting them down over the flame. He
Oh,
brought
nah.
back the melted gold and carved his knuckle shape into our soap bar, pouring
What
the
the
melted
hell is bro doing? They were the uncler. Pretty Girl. W Pretty Girl. And Airy VR with the laughing disco. W Airy VR and Pretty Girl. Thank you both. W's in the chat for both of them with the gifts. Thank you.
gold into it. He waited until it hardened, then slid the knuckles on and
Yeah,
went
we're
to his
chill.
shift at the kitchen. He saw the inmate who split his head open and served his
hell?
food as slow as possible. The inmate cornered him, but this time
Oh,
Jerry
nah.
swung first. His gold
Boom.
knuckles connecting
Damn.
against the inmate.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Holy. They were the laughing disco, Cameron and Nathan. And thank you for the uncler, Cynthia. W Cynthia, Cameron, and Nathan. W's in the chat for all of them. Thank you guys. W's. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Its jaw, breaking
They were
it and
$6,
knocking out
$7.
3 of his teeth. Jerry leaned down and told the inmate, I really am about that life. My cellmate
Bro's
made
not
brass
tough.
knuckles from his...
Thank you for the uncler.
The second Ms. Jackson
Summer. W Summer with the uncler. Feel free to send gifts like laughing discos, you guys. Thank you so much for the uncler, Summer. W Summer.
opened the door. Our whole class went silent. She was everyone's favorite teacher, but when we saw her that day, her hair was completely gone. Nobody said a word, and she started teaching like nothing happened. She handed out snacks to all the kids who couldn't afford food and offered to stay after class every day. But now everyone stared at her like she was a stranger. Soon, kids started making jokes about her. They said she was balder than Mr. Clean, and I even saw someone post a picture on an anonymous Instagram account saying she looked like a cancer patient. Another boy even spread a rumor that she was transitioning. I wanted to punch him in the
stream and
face,
subscribe.
but
Shout
knew
out
it
to King
wasn't worth
Von.
it. Ms. Jackson started to look really upset and came to class every day exhausted. But despite all the teasing, she kept treating everyone with kindness, even those she knew made fun of her. I tried asking her what was going on, but she said, no, please don't get involved. I don't want them to make fun of you too. She kept smiling, but I felt horrible for her. We were in the middle of class when someone yelled,
"You were the W, Arlene."
The other bullies started laughing, but they all froze.
Is this
Ms.
pre-recorded?
Jackson just
Nah,
broke down
Ricky,
crying.
it's
They were
chill, bro.
silent and felt horrible now. She wiped her tears and told everyone that her husband passed away last night. He had cancer, and she shaved her head to support him. The guy stood up.
Bolder than Mr. Clean is... Yo! You cannot say that. Whoa. They were the uncler on the band. W on the band. Shout out to Varane Vega. Yo, they were the W there. W on the band with the uncler. Thank you, bro. W on the band.
Ms. Jackson, I'm sorry, but she said, it's okay. You can all be dismissed. This is my last day teaching. Everyone felt terrible. The second Ms. Jackson opened the... While walking my daughter to school, I finally brought a girl home for the first time in months.
Hey, yo!
When my roommate walked out of his room, looked her up and down, and said, just so you know, he still sleeps with a nightlight. She left the room laughing. Nate threw his arm around me and said, just keeping it real, bro. Then grabbed my leftover pizza from the fridge and went back to his room. He made sure to always keep it...
Guys, if you're new to the stream, like the stream and subscribe if you want a shout out. Shout out to USA Comeback. Shout out to Ashley.
He would eat my labeled food and leave a bag of gas station chips on the counter. Like that made us even. He'd blast music at 2 in the morning on nights I had early shifts. And when I asked him to turn it down, he'd say, it's a Friday, live a little. It was Tuesday. Then one night I came home and the girl from that night was sitting on my couch.
Shout out to Princess Firefox.
Mia was there every night after that, using my groceries, leaving dishes in the sink, and scattering her clothes everywhere. One evening I walked in and caught them slicing open Amazon boxes with my $60 kitchen knives. Nate didn't even look.
I'll see fast.
He just laughed and told her he pays half the rent, does most of the cleaning, and his job pays for all the nice stuff. He's my golden goose. Why would I ever leave him? I walked out, found a studio across town that same week, and told Nate I was moving out. His eyes popped out. You can't just leave. I can't afford this place alone. I packed my things and said, just keeping it real, bro. I carried my boxes into my quiet studio, hugged the only girl who never laughed at me, my Sabrina Carpenter body pillow, clicked on my nightlight, and slept better than I had in years.
Yo, thank you for the uncler. Mr. Yeeper is cool. W, Mr. Yeeper is cool, bro. Thank you for the uncler. W, Mr. Yeeper.
When my cousin got rejected from state, I leaned back in my chair and said, maybe community college is more your speed. Jake went red and left the room without a word. Everyone who was comforting him just looked up at me in disbelief. My mom pulled a tiny notebook out of her purse and slid it across the table. Since you have so much to say, for the next 48 hours you can write it down, but you're not allowed to speak. Any dumb thing you have to say goes in here because I don't want to hear it. I wrote, this is stupid, in big letters.
Keep subbing up, chat, if you want to.
Looked at what I'd written and smiled. Clock starts now. By the time I got to school the next morning, I'd already...
So is he just supposed to write notes, bro? Whatever he's thinking of? Thank you for the jam and gift, Ivan, and thank you for the turn it up, Collector Bear. W Collector Bear and Ivan in the chat. Thank you both. W Collector Bear and Ivan. I appreciate both of you. W's. They would have turned it up, especially Collector Bear. W's.
Filled 10 pages.
Thank you so much, bro.
Everything I wanted to say, and
I appreciate it.
A kid dumped chocolate milk on my shoes in the cafeteria.
That is not chocolate milk.
And I sat there filling another page while he walked off laughing with his friend.
Thank you for the laughing disco, Logan. W Logan with the laughing disco. Thank you, Logan. W Logan. W Logan, bro, thank you so much. Shout out to Jadalyn. W Logan with the laughing disco.
I wanted to scream, but all I could do was write faster and harder until the pen almost tore through the paper. At lunch, my friend started telling a story about her weekend, and I reached for the notebook to write my version because I had a better one. But then I stopped. She was smiling. The whole table was leaning in. She kept going, and everyone laughed at the punchline. And I realized...
Can he not speak? I don't get it. Thank you for the Uncler Blonner Games. W Blonner Games. Thank you for the W Willie. Thank you for the Uncler. W Blonner Games, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you, Blonner Games. W Blonner Games. Faz, maybe. Thank you for the Jam and Gift. Gaming with D. W Gaming with D.
She'd never gotten to finish a story.
And W Logan with the laughing disco. Thank you, Logan.
Because I always jumped.
And thank you for the laughing disco, Parker.
By Tuesday, I
W
stopped
Parker.
What I wanted to say and started writing what I was seeing. Jake's shoulders dropped every time someone mentioned college, and I'd never noticed because I was always the one talking over it. My dad rubbed his eyes when people argued at dinner, and I'd never seen it because I was usually the one arguing. I'd been cutting people off mid-sentence my whole life, and the only reason I finally saw it was because for the first time my mouth was shut. Every page in that notebook was someone I'd been too loud to see. Wednesday night, my parents sat me down and handed me the notebook. The 48 hours were over, and I could talk again. But for the first time in my life, I didn't
What even is this challenge,
know what to say. I flipped through pages of things.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you for the Uncle Alert! Catherine and Max! W Catherine and Max! Sorry for the big pause. It's just that I know these people are like, you know. W Catherine and Max! Thank you both. W Catherine and Max, thank you both. I appreciate it. They were laughing. Let's go, Catherine. W Catherine! Thank you, Catherine! And W Max, bro. W's.
I'd wanted to scream, picked up the phone, and called Jake. The first thing I ever wrote in that notebook was, "This is stupid." The first thing I said out loud was, "I'm sorry." When my cousin...
Shout out to Lindsay. They were the hiding gift. Ski welding.
Someone wrote hi on the fogged up mirror in the boys' showers, and the next morning, our principal...
They were the laughing disco, Max! W Max with the laughing disco. They were the happy poo babby. W Max!
...did shower timers into every stall. Then he got on the intercom and announced, due to vandalism in the locker room, boys now have 5 minutes to shower. We hated it immediately.
The hell,
and a guy proved why when...
Hey!
He walked into biology with shampoo still in his hair, yelling, 5 minutes isn't enough. After a week of stepping out half-soaped, one kid said, if we can't shower properly, why shower at all? And that's how we all stopped showering. By Friday, the teacher opened her windows in February, claiming fresh air helps concentration. But she was...
What? David the Corgi! Gaming call! Do I only read gifts? No, I read chat. It's just that people are sending a lot of gifts. Thank you for the Corgi! Gaming call! W Gaming Cool, thank you so much for the $10 gift, and thank you for the laughing disco, Max. W Max and Gaming Cool, thank you both. W Max and Gaming Cool, thank you. I appreciate it.
Was breathing through her mouth. By week 2, guys were dousing themselves in Axe body spray, but mixed with the body odor created a toxic cloud.
Thank you for the $2 code. W code.
The cafeteria workers started wearing those painters masks. My mom
are they serving sushi? What the hell?
Walk home from school. When parents called to complain, the principal sent out an
W
email
stream
about
here's
natural
some money.
consequences for vandalism.
What? Thank you for the Corgi. I don't know, but I think my name is I don't know, but I think my name is with the Corgi. And what? W Max and Code. Thank you all. I don't know, but I think my name is with the $10 gift. Holy.
Everything exploded when we ran the mile and 300 sweaty boys crammed back into a building with no AC. The smell made a teacher projectile vomit into the trash can, which made a girl puke on the floor. Within 10 minutes, the floor was covered in puke. That afternoon, the principal got on the intercom and announced, showers are now extended to 30 minutes. Someone wrote another, hi, and nobody said a word. Someone wrote hi.
W. Thank you for the laughing disco, Parker. W Parker with the laughing disco. Thank you, Parker. W Parker.
The day before our final exam, our teacher told us that to get an A, all we had to do was nothing.
What? What do you mean? They were live. Let's go. NTX. W, NTX, and Parker, and Levy. Thank you 3 so much for the laughing discos. W.
Instructions are simple,
Thank you.
He continued. Tomorrow you'll walk in, sit down, and stay in your seat doing
Thank
nothing
you so
for
much.
1 hour.
W's.
Do that,
They were
and
the
you'll
GG
pass
easy.
this ethics class. Stand
Jesus.
up for any reason, and you fail. We looked around. There had to be a catch. The next day,
like
we
cat's
walked
eye?
in and
Yeah.
sat down. There weren't any pens or papers. For the first 10 minutes,
That's
we
an
sat in
MPMP.
silence, wondering if this was really happening. Mr. Rogers just read his book and didn't even look at us. Then 15 minutes and the door opened. Sophie walked in late. She'd joined us earlier this year, and and rarely ever came into class. Mr. Rogers slammed his book shut.
They were
You're
the
late.
GG
He walked
Easy
toward
man.
her.
They were
Sophie
the hiding
froze.
gift.
My mom was
NTX.
just, I don't care about your mom. Mr. Rogers
Oh, nah, what is gonna happen? Yeah! Oh my gosh! We're getting so many gifts this stream. My god. Oh my. Thank you for the live. Let's go, Mr. Yeeper. Thank you for the Uncle Alert Levy. And thank you for the GOAT trophy, Liz. W Liz, Mr. Yeeper, and Levy. Thank you all so much. No, Liam, or whatever your name is. Bro, I know Jack's films. I'm not doing anything like that, bro. W, Mr. Yeeper, Levy, and Liz with the gifts. Thank you, guys. W's. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Snapped, interrupting her. Now sit down. Maybe
Clutch
if you sit
Jesus.
for long
W's.
enough, you'll
Thank
actually
you so much for the $10 gift, though, Liz. W.
amount to something.
Clutch
Sophie walked to
Jesus.
her desk with her head low. Nobody said a word. 5 minutes later, Mr. Rogers walked to Sophie's
were
desk
the
with her
hiding gift,
manuscript. He
Ashtar.
leaned over her. I just read your file again. D's and F's across the board. What's your excuse? You cut yourself last year? The
Oh,
energy
nah.
in the air shifted at once. Sophie teared
Stealing content for money, it's not stealing. This guy lets people react to his shorts.
up, but Mr.
Understand
Rogers
that, bro.
kept going. He held Sophie's transcript up for the
What
class
do you
to
mean?
see. This is what a failure and a
GNG?
cheater looks like. Missing
Oh,
my
nah.
class, then conveniently showing up for the exam. A kid yelled out, "This was unnecessary." Mr. Rogers
Ready to
responded
go,
that
yes,
if he
sir.
wants
Shout
to
to
help
Princeton.
her, he can. But you'll lose your grade. The kid stayed seated. Mr. Rogers leaned back over and continued
to
verbally
Blueberry
assaulting
gtag.
Sophie, calling her stupid, insulting
Shout out to Ben.
her home life, and
Oh,
telling
nah.
Sophie her mom wishes she was never born.
Oh my
By now,
God.
Sophie was sobbing, and when Mr.
Okay, a teacher should get fired if
Rogers
that
slammed
happened.
his hands on her desk and told
my
her to
God.
stop crying. She just slid off her chair onto the floor.
the
He
hell?
stood over her and grabbed her arm,
Shout out to
yanking her up.
Joshua.
Then he let go,
Superstar.
and she dropped back to the floor. Somebody should do something. A
Shout
girl
out to
whispered through
Alexandria.
tears. Not me. I need this grade.
Shout out
the
to
kid next
Miku.
to her said without looking up. Sophie was hyperventilating on the floor, and Mr. Rogers walked back to his
What the
desk.
hell, bro? Guys, feel free to send laughing discos if you want. I don't know. And subscribe if you want a shout out.
To read like she wasn't even there. The only sound in the entire room were Sophie's sobs.
Okay,
That's
dude.
when a girl named Mary stood up. She
Okay, there we go. Someone actually steps in. Like, bro,
walked to Sophie,
finally.
knelt down,
Shout out
and
to
wrapped her arms around
Rainwater.
her.
You have to do something. Like, come
She
on.
helped her to her feet
Shout out
and
to
wiped
Roxy.
Sophie's tears. Mr. Rogers looked up. You just failed my exam.
To
Mary
London.
looked right at him. Then fail me. You're all pathetic anyway. She
Dang.
walked
Yo, that's a
Sophie out,
roast.
and the
right
door
there.
slammed
Shout out to
behind them.
JT.
We sat in silence for the remaining 30 minutes.
Shout out
When
to
the bell
Zuzu.
rang, nobody moved. Mr. Rogers walked to the front. Sophie wasn't real. He looked at us. She was a theater student I'd paid to be here. He told us everything he
Oh, nah. Bro just fooled the whole classroom. He also fooled me. Chat, type 1 if you got fooled, bro. Type 2 if you didn't. This teacher just fooled everybody. They were hiding it, Kylo. What the hell?
said to her today was scripted and she was
Drea.
fine. And then he dropped the bomb. Mary
to
was the only
Josiah.
one who passed. Because this was ethics class, and sometimes you need to break a rule
Shout
to
to
help
London.
someone in need. The day before
Dang. I got fooled, bro. LOL. Yeah, I did.
a
You
little
already
girl
watched it?
called 911 and whispered,
You were
"Can I
hiding
order a
gift, Kylo."
large pizza, please?" Dispatch
A
told me
large pizza, bro. Really?
it
Are you
was probably
serious?
a prank because they get these calls every week, but said her voice shook when she gave them her address. Kids don't whisper like that unless they're hiding from someone,
You're
so
hiding
I
gift.
immediately drove to her house. I knocked, and a man opened the door with a big fake
Who the hell is
smile.
that? Oh, nah.
"Oh, hey, officer, what brings you here?" I told him we got a call from this address, and he laughed, telling me his daughter was just
Guys, subscribe if you want a shout out. Say I subbed in the chat and I got you.
playing pretend on the phone, but I noticed the sweat running down his forehead. I told him I wanted to check on her, and his smile disappeared. "Do you have a warrant?"
Watch her story, bro. I'ma see. Soon.
Because you can't just barge into my house
Shout-
without
shout
one.
out to
I'd
family,
seen
dude.
enough guilty
That's a
men
gotcha.
to know what one looked like, so there was no way I was leaving without that little girl.
mean, yeah, you
While he
can't
kept
leave,
going
bro.
about his rights, a little girl peeked around the
You
corner
cannot
behind
leave.
him. She had messy hair and large
out
eyebags.
to Gotcha
She
Nova.
looked straight at me and mouthed, "Help me." I
Yo, what the
pushed
hell?
past him and crouched down to
Shout
her.
out
"Hey,
to
sweetie,
Joel.
can you show me where the kitchen is?" The
Shout out to
man
Jamie.
grabbed my shoulder and told me I was scaring her, but when I stood up
nah.
and rested my hand on my taser,
It's a
his
kidnapper,
grip
bro.
instantly loosened. The little girl quickly grabbed my hand and pulled me down the hallway. Her sleeves
Lock
rolled
in,
up, and I
lock
saw
in.
dark purple marks wrapped around both her wrists. My heart
Oh,
instantly
nah, bro.
pounded because I knew
Guys, feel free to send gifts like Laughing Discos. It helps out.
exactly what this meant. The little
That's
girl
Emmanuel.
whispered to me, "My mom's in the bedroom. She's hurt bad. He won't let us leave." I grabbed my
Nah.
radio and
Shout
called
out to
for
Julian.
backup. The man heard me and came charging down the hallway. He reached for the girl, but I slammed him against the wall.
That's a
and held him
hyper-static.
there.
They were the hiding gift Naomi.
But I didn't let go until I heard sirens outside. They cuffed him, and I kicked the bedroom door open. His wife was curled up on the floor with a black eye and purple marks down her arms. Her daughter ran past me and collapsed into her. Her mom held her tight and looked up at me. How did you find us? Before I could answer, her daughter said, the lady on Dad's TV ordered a pizza when she was in trouble and the police came, so I did the same thing.
W mans, bro. Or, I mean, W daughter. The hell? Shut the Isaac.
The second my mom pulled up to my school, I saw she was mad. And as soon as I opened the car door, she held up my report card. Are you kidding?
Oh, nah. I mean, that's not that bad. What is it, Chess? C's? B's? D's? Okay, D's are pretty bad. But C's and B's? Chat. I think I would let C's and B's slide if I was a parent. They were laughing disco, Julian. W Julian with the laughing disco. Thank you, Julian.
Me? Not a single A on here. I tried to tell her I was sorry. I tried my best. She threw it at me. Maybe if you didn't stay up all night tapping that dumb secret code on your brother's wall, you'd actually be able to focus.
Crazy.
I felt my heart beating. I pulled out my phone to text my brother.
Yo, thank you for the $2, Jax Edits. What's up, bro? Thank you for the $2. W Jax Edits. That's a got them.
Mom's really mad. I think she might, but she grabbed it from my hand. Always on this stupid phone too. I could see her face turning red, but when I looked forward, Mom, watch out.
Nah, it's real.
She saw the car too and screamed. It smashed right into us. Glass was everywhere, and I hit my head. I didn't know where I was. I tried to open my eyes, but nothing was moving. Then I heard someone. Listen, kid, he's never gonna wake up. No, please, he has to. It was my brother.
He's trapped in a dream, bro.
Moving my hands, screaming. Nothing worked. But then,
guys, feel free to send gifts like laughing discos, and if you subscribe, I'll give you a shout out. Say I subbed in the chat, and I got you. Give her the gold coin, XJC.
Someone tapped my
hand. Is this Loop? No, bro.
And I instantly recognized it. Chris, are you there? I squeezed my hand
as hard as I could. What would I do if you sent $300? I would be like going tweaking out. I'm gonna tweak out, bro. Like that would be insane. They were the gold coin XJC.
I felt a tear roll down my cheek.
Shout out to Sandra. Shout out to N.
I'm not paying for a vegetable. We'll get more money from donating anyways.
It was my mom.
She was talking about selling me, but I was still
here.
Jay came back.
They were flower fishing with Ted and Dad.
I knew I had to warn him. I squeezed my arm. It felt like concrete. Please, anything. They'll kill me. Then it twitched. He gasped.
He's alive, bro. They were the laughing disco, Calvin. W Calvin with the laughing disco. Thank you, Calvin. You were the gold coin fishing with Ted and Dad. One more sub away from 131K. Thank you so much, Calvin, for laughing disco. W. Let's go. We hit it. W's.
He ran out to grab them.
Thank you, guys.
That's just a reflex. No, it's him. You're talking to a corpse.
W's.
That night, I heard my mom. He's gone. We need to pull the plug. I tried to move. Then, my shoulder twitched. My dad screamed. He moved. They were silent. If he wakes up, we get nothing. We need to get that paperwork signed. They ran out, and I knew I didn't have long. I felt someone tap my hand again. Chris, please wake up.
Give her the gold coin XJC.
I needed a miracle. Then, my fingers moved. I said the first thing I thought of.
Listen, I love you. I love you too, brother.
Chris, I knew it. He instantly ran out of the room.
That's Avery.
He's awake. He's awake. They rushed in. I squeezed their hands. They saw it all. I heard my mom.
W.
He's
the kid's alive, bro.
We can't move him, but I knew what she said. That night, I tapped.
Thank you for the live disco, that boy. W, that boy with the live disco. Thank you, that boy. W, that boy, bro. Thank you.
Did all out to my brother as he wrote it down. He couldn't believe it. Then, when I finally opened my eyes, they gasped. My mom hugged me. Honey, you're alive. But I didn't hug her back. The doors opened behind them, and when the cops walked in, my parents looked nervous. What's going on? Can we help you? They were pissed. They slammed them both in handcuffs, and when they looked, Jake was holding up everything I said. I could barely move my arm, but used all my strength to raise my hand. Then my middle finger.
Yo, what?
Everyone laughed at my shoes because they knew I was.
They're not even that. Okay, chat. Do these shoes look bad? I think they kind of do, actually. But guys, subscribe if you want a shout out. They kind of look bad, bro. Oh, nah.
I was the poorest kid at school. I lived in an orphanage, didn't have parents, but when one of my friends asked me to sleep over at his house, I couldn't believe it. His mom picked us up after school, and when we got to his house, I couldn't believe my eyes.
Bro got no socks on? Aw, hell no.
His own TV in his room.
Shout out to Scott,
more shoes than I'd ever owned in my life, and the softest bed I've ever felt.
I want a soft bed, bro. Shout out to Lemon VR. Thank you for the jamming gift, that boy. W, that boy with the jamming gift. Thank you, bro. W, that boy.
Up the next morning and said, "Do you guys want some pancakes?"
W, that boy.
I couldn't even remember the last time I had pancakes, but just before.
Dang, so is he like homeless, bro? They were alive. Let's go. That boy. W that boy, bro. Thank you.
I could tell her yes. He yelled, "Get out,
Shout
Mom.
out to Lo
We don't
for
want your stupid pancakes."
Soup.
She looked upset.
W
Maybe
that
your
boy.
friend would like some honey. I opened my mouth, but again he yelled, "No, get out, Mom. You ruin everything."
Oh, nah. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Thank you for the live. Let's go. That boy. W that boy, bro. Thank you. Shout out to Cloud VR. Shout out to Blantley. W that boy. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you for the 8 hiding gifts. W Mallory. And thank you for the live. Let's go. Sasho. W Sasho with the live. Let's go. Thank you, bro.
She looked like she was about to cry, but just slowly closed the door. I sat there in shock and looked over at him. He just went to bed like nothing even happened, and I immediately started grabbing
random
my things.
Roblox.
Wait, no, please don't go. I kept packing. I opened the door and saw his mom still in tears
That's
in
a
the
not
kitchen.
rebound.
Please, you're my only friend. And in that moment, I turned around and said, "Yeah, I can see why." I took a pair of his shoes.
Okay, well, bro. I mean, you should have not done that. You should have just told him, like, not to do that.
And walked out. Everyone.
Bruh.
My new stepdad wore his army uniform to Thanksgiving. I called the cops before dessert.
What? The hell,
when I walked in, Kenny was sitting at the head of the table
Hey,
in
what's
full
up?
army dress. My aunt grabbed my arm. "He's a war hero." Kenny stood up and shook
W.
my hand. "Good to finally meet you,
You're
son."
hiding
My
of
uncle
that
handed
boy.
him a beer. "Tell Brandon about Kandahar. He just got back
What is bro's hairline?
from his
Holy.
third tour. He'd love to
We're
hear
hiding
this."
it
Kenny
fence.
settled back with a humble smile. We were outside Kandahar
Guys, subscribe if you want shout out. Say I subbed in the chat. I
when
got
the
you.
ambush hit. My
And
buddy
feel
went
free to
down,
send
so
gifts like Laughing Discos. Shout out to
I ran
Patra.
through enemy fire and dragged him back. That's how I earned this. He tapped the medal on his chest. My aunt had tears in her eyes. I cut into my turkey
Shout
and
to
looked at his
Alien.
ribbons. They were in the wrong order, and the badge above them was upside down. I got
Shout
the
to
Purple Heart
Charles.
when an explosion threw me 15 feet. Shot
We're hiding
shrapnel
it,
into
Shade.
my left leg. I woke up 3 days
Shout to
later in a
Gabriel.
field hospital, barely able to walk. I looked under the table. He was bouncing that same leg just fine. I set down my fork. "Where were you stationed?" "Fort Jackson." "What was your job?" "Infantry." 11 Bravo. "Fort Jackson doesn't train infantry." "What unit?"
Shout to
3rd
April
Battalion,
Monkey.
75th
Shout to
Regiment.
Olivia.
Mom beamed. "He was a ranger. Isn't that incredible?" I nodded. "Where'd you do
You're the
ranger
GG.
school?" Kenny took a long drink. "Fort Benning. Toughest 8 weeks of my life. That base hasn't been called Benning in years." I pulled out my phone under the table and searched his name in the Stolen Valor database. He'd been reported
What the hell is a Valor Days?
in 3
Shout
states
to Baby
for faking
Glitch.
military service. I waited until
Subscribe if you guys want shout outs. Say I subbed in the chat and I got you, bro. I'm gonna give shout outs right now, alright? Say I subbed in the chat. They were the gold coin Vorza plays. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna play the video in a minute. Just hold up, okay.
Mom brought out the pie and
That's a
everyone
Monkey
had a slice.
OG.
Kenny, your badge is upside down.
That's a
and
Leah.
those ribbons can't be together. You learned
That's
that on
a
day 1 of basic.
200
He
IQ.
froze. Fort Jackson trains clerks and cooks.
Oh,
Infantry
nah.
goes to Fort Moore, and that base hasn't been called Benning in years.
Oh,
I
nah.
turned my phone around and showed the table. You've been reported in 3
Shout to
states
that
for
one
stolen
ninja.
valor. Mom grabbed my
Shout
phone
to
and
Huff
her
the
hands
Buff.
trembled as she read. Kenny looked around the table. I just wanted people to respect me. Mom stood up so hard her chair fell over. "You wore that uniform to our wedding." My
Oh,
uncle
nah.
grabbed Kenny's shoulder. "Were you ever even in the military?" Kenny stared at the floor.
Shout
"No."
out to
I walked around the table. "Take it off." You
Jacob.
didn't earn it.
Shout
I
to
picked up
Bailey.
my phone and called the cops before dessert. My
Oh,
mom's
nah.
hospice called. "Your mom is declining fast and has maybe 30
Okay,
minutes
what is bro's
left
face,
to
bro?
live. Get here soon."
swear.
I laced
Shout
up my
Scorpion.
shoes, mentally preparing myself to run for 20 minutes because I couldn't afford a cab. But
Lock
Miss
in.
Wexler stepped in front of the door.
We already watched
My
that.
dad walked into the shop.
We watched
My
that.
roommate stole my food for 6 months, so I finally cooked him the meal he deserved.
You were the
I
dollar,
dropped
that
another
boy.
ghost pepper into the
W,
bowl
that
and kept
boy.
mixing. Sticky notes, labels, group texts, and a combination lock on a Tupperware had all done nothing.
You were
Every time
hiding
I
it,
caught
Nora.
him, he shrugged through a mouthful of my food and said the same thing. "Bro, it's just food." Tonight, I rolled
What?
the meatballs and slid them onto the bottom shelf with the
I
usual
think we
sticky
watched
note.
this
I
too.
left the recipe card on the counter and went to my room to wait.
Oh, nah.
20 minutes later, right on cue, the fridge
You were the
opened down
W.
the hall. The microwave kicked on a few seconds after. By the time it beeped, my bedroom wall was vibrating with the
What
sound
the
of
hell?
him chewing. He yelled through the wall,
Shout
"Bro,
out to
why have
Ella.
you been hiding these from me?" The front door opened before I could answer. His
Who's
girlfriend dropped
that?
her keys on the counter and asked what smelled so good.
What, bro?
He shouted back, "Babe,
the hell,
you have
chat?
to try these meatballs my roommate randomly made." She picked one up, smelled it, and asked why they looked so red.
You were
He
hiding
laughed.
it, Sasho. Hey, yo, they were 6'7" to 1.
"Bro, it's just food." The next sound was a wet bite, followed by a long, suspicious pause. Both bathroom doors slammed at
Oh
the
my
exact
God.
same second. She started first.
What's happening?
A long, "Hey."
Did he poison the food? Thank you for the $10! That boy! W that boy with the $10! Oh my gosh! W that boy! Thank you. You're a big fan of me. Thank you. W that boy with the $10 donation, bro. You're actually insane. Shout out to Buff Buddies. W that boy, bro. Thank you, that boy. You're the go.
It came through the guest bathroom door
You
like
put
a
ghost
fire alarm.
pepper in
He
the
banged
food?
on his
Oh,
door,
nah.
screaming,
W
"You
that
poisoned
boy,
me!"
bro. Thank you so much for the 10. W that boy. And thank you for the 31 sparkles. W4's that plays.
I'm calling poison control.
What the
I
hell?
went and got the recipe card off the counter.
Thank you
where
so
I'd
much
left
for
it.
the
I read it
$10.
through his
W
door
that
over
boy.
her screams, one ingredient at a time. 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 yellow onion, 16 ghost peppers.
Bro did not. Oh, nah. 16 goes. Oh, hell nah. They were the jamming gift. Dale Wiza. W. Dale Wiza with the jamming gift. Thank you, Dale Wiza. W. Dale Wiza.
Her howling stopped. Her voice came from the other bathroom, raw and wet. 16. Who put 16 ghost peppers in a
Him,
meatball?
bro.
Who is your roommate? I can't feel my tongue. Is this legal? Call an ambulance. Call my mom.
Oh, nah.
I told her through the door. Nobody told you to eat it. The sticky note said, "Do not eat. Way too spicy."
Oh, it did. Thank you for the jamming gift. Ernesto. W. Ernesto with the jamming gift. Thank you. Thank you for the hiding gifts. W. Ernesto.
My roommates. I won a goldfish at a carnival and
Hunter
decided
Plants
it would
versus
become my
Plush.
best friend. But when I brought it home, my dad scoffed. "I'm not keeping this.
Oh,
It'll
no.
die in 3 days anyway." He picked up the bowl to throw it out, but I begged him I'd take care of it. He agreed,
You were
but
the
said, "If I
hiding
see you
gift,
forgetting about
Lindsay.
it, I'm throwing it away." I immediately started researching, buying the best food, and changing its water. My dad watched carefully, asking if I was
W kid, bro. He's helping the goldfish. Thank you for the $20. That boy, my God, that boy, damn. They were the jamming gift, Ernesto, W Ernesto, and W that boy with the $20 bill. Thank you, that boy. My goodness, bro. W that boy, you're literally the GOAT, bro. W that boy. Give me the jamming gift, Ernesto. W Ernesto. And W that boy, bro. Thank you for the $20. Damn.
finally
And W
over.
Ernesto.
But 1 month in, the goldfish was still alive.
Thank you.
I bragged to him, but he just said,
Holy.
"It's gonna die soon anyway. Just throw it out
That's
already."
Arnold.
But I was
W that
determined to
boy,
prove him
bro.
wrong. I took
Spam
free marine
Ws for
classes
him.
online and taught myself to clean tanks properly. When the goldfish hit its 1-year birthday, I threw it.
Nah, I wouldn't have a goldfish because I could be gaming and then just hit the pot and then the whole goldfish just dies, bro. Thank you for the jamming gift. Kayla. W. Kayla. Thank you for the ramen bowl. Attack on Titan Lover. W. Attack on Titan Lover on Kayla. Thank you, Attack on Titan Lover, for the ramen bowl gift. My gosh. And thank you for laughing Disco FNAF. W FNAF. My
The
goodness.
party. You said 3
Thank
days,
you all.
Dad. I've kept it alive for a full year.
W's.
He smiled and walked over to the tank, looking into it and grinning. I was so proud of myself. I'd actually done what he said
We're
I
hiding
couldn't.
it,
But one
Sophie.
day, I noticed my goldfish
W,
food
Leah.
bag was empty. I walked to the nearest pet store like always and saw my dad. He was buying a goldfish identical to mine. My heart stopped and I secretly followed him home.
Oh,
I
nah.
watched from the doorway as he scooped my goldfish out of my bowl. I looked closer and realized it was dead. My dad looked around, then
This is
put
on
the
Twitch,
identical
it's not.
goldfish he
That's
just
in
bought into my bowl
Megumi.
and
You
walked
were the
away.
W,
I
Sophie.
realized I'd never kept my goldfish alive. My dad just made me believe
nah.
I did, because sometimes we all need
You
to
were the
believe we
jamming
can do
gift,
anything we
FNAF.
put our mind to. I want
W FNAF with the jamming gift. Thank you, FNAF. W FNAF, bro.
after
They were live. Let's go, Leah. W Leah too. Thank you, Leah. W FNAF and Leah.
After gym
Thank
class,
you,
I
guys.
opened my locker and saw a note taped inside. Check your backpack, then meet in the east stairwell in 2 minutes
nah.
or I call police. I opened my bag and saw a handgun. I freaked out.
What?
I had 90 seconds to make it to the other end of the school
90
before being
seconds.
reported. I sprinted, and when I reached
He has to run, bro. Like Astro Speed, like Usain Bolt. They were the $10. That boy. Oh my gosh. Yo, that boy. You're going insane. Oh my gosh. At this point, just send 500. No, I'm joking. W, that boy. Thank you for the hiding gifts, Ernesto. W that boy with a $10 donation, though. Thank you, that boy.
the
W's.
east stairwell, a kid was
Holy,
waiting for
bro.
me. I recognized
Thank
him
you.
instantly. The rich kid. He had no friends and always posted videos of guns and school
Oh,
bombings,
nah.
but nothing was done
You're
because
the
of
high
his
five.
family's money.
Attack
he
on
told
Titan,
me, "You're
lover."
Mr. Rick's lab aide. You have the key to
They
the
were laughing
chemistry
Disco
storage room,
Ernesto.
right?" I
W
nodded. He
Ernesto.
smiled. Good.
Thank you,
Open it
Ernesto.
during next period and walk away. I wanted to
W
tell
Ernesto.
him no, I wasn't doing it, but he pulled out his phone and typed 911. I
Oh,
knew
nah.
I had no choice.
W
5 minutes
Ernesto.
later, I was in class and raised my hand,
That's a
telling
guinea
Mr.
pig.
Rick I needed to go organize the storage room. He smiled wide and gave me a thumbs up, and I walked to the storage room.
Let me
I
go.
scanned my key and opened it, but then I decided not to walk away.
You were the
I
jamming
slid
gift,
behind the back
Leah.
shelf and waited
W
because
Leah.
I needed to know what this was about.
Thank you, Leah.
A few
They were
minutes
the
later,
Sunday
door opened,
Ernesto.
and instead of the kid, it was Mr. Rick. He walked in.
Oh,
carrying
nah.
an empty
Is that the teacher chat? W E-Man with the laughing. Let's go. W E-Man, Leah, and Ernesto. Thank you all. W's.
Case and started pulling bottles off shelves. Potassium nitrate, sulfur, metal.
What is that? Is that like poison? They were the Uncler Nazir. W Nazir with the Uncler. Thank you, Nazir. W Nazir, bro. Thank you, Nazir.
Powders. My stomach dropped because those were the chemicals needed to make bombs. But why would he be taking them? And why did the kid send me to open this door? I thought about it and then realized Mr. Rick had massive gambling debt. He always joked about needing a second job. The kid's parents were rich. Rick was getting paid to make him a bomb. And then something else hit me. My name was on the access logs of the storage unit, not Mr. Rick's. Meaning, if anyone noticed the missing chemicals, the system would point to me. I was only here to take the fall. Rick locked the briefcase and walked out.
Why are they making a bomb, Chad? Why do you think that? Why do you think they're making a bomb? Thank you for the $10! That boy! My damn, son. You're the best. Thank you, that boy. W's in the chat for that boy. Thank you. Give it a jamming gift, Nazir. W, that boy, and Nazir. Thank you both. W, that boy, and Nazir. Thank you both so much. And thank you for calling me the best, that boy. W, that boy. And W, Leah, and Nazir, and Sprite with the jamming gifts and the laughing disco. Thank you guys. W's.
Without seeing me, but I slipped out.
They were the $10 of that boy. W's.
I saw him meet the kid and show him the briefcase. The kid laughed, and Rick held up
Thank
5
you,
fingers.
bro.
They walked into the nearest empty chemistry lab, and I crept up to the door. I looked in and saw them combining the chemicals from the briefcase. I was now certain they were making a bomb. I sprinted to the principal's office, bursting in.
That's a principal. Damn, the principal's a note. They were the $2, Sahori. I'm back because I was playing on my VR. Well, welcome back, bro. How was your VR playtime, bro? W Sahori with the 2.
I was playing on my VR.
And thank you, Leah, for the jamming gift. W Leah, thank you guys so much. Holy.
And telling him what was happening. I didn't care if they found the gun anymore. This was more important. He hit the emergency button, and 2 security guards responded immediately. All of us ran to the lab, and right as we got there, Rick and the kid were coming out with the briefcase. They saw us, and their faces went
They were the jamming gift of April Monkey. W April Monkey with the jamming gift.
The principal pointed at the briefcase.
And W Liam with the $2.
The guard
W Liam and April Monkey.
Rick went even whiter and put in the code. Everyone tensed, expecting a timer. Instead, we saw 5 handmade fireworks shells packed in foam.
Oh, it was
His father
asked
me
fake.
to make fireworks for
W
his
Liam
birthday.
and April
Rick said,
Monkey.
"It's
Thank
not a
you
bomb."
both.
Everyone exhaled, but then the kid spoke. What? No, I told you I was gonna set them off in class.
You're the hiding
guards
game,
tackled
Giovanni.
him. After gym class, I opened my locker. My mom walked through the door carrying an entire box of donuts from Krispy Kreme,
Krispy
and I
Kreme,
immediately
chat.
started drooling. I couldn't resist the heavenly smell and
Over
reached
100.
for one, but just before I could, she slapped my hand away. No, you have to wait until tomorrow. I wanted them so bad, and when I tried
I am
to
not
sleep
waiting. If I was that kid, I would just gobble it up, bro. Shout out to KK Wooden.
that night, I couldn't stop thinking
I would
about
just
it.
gobble
I
it
couldn't
up,
get
bro.
my mind off those donuts and knew I wasn't going to be able to wait, so I snuck out of bed to nibble on one. I crept as slowly as I possibly could to the kitchen, knowing if my mom caught me, I'd for sure get grounded. I made it to the kitchen, and when I opened that box, I was in heaven. I knew I could only have a small nibble, and it took everything not to bite into it. But then...
I'm eating that. They were the $2, Sahori.
Hi, there were like toxic players.
Yeah, there's a lot of toxic players, bro, in VR. W Sahori with the $2 though. Yeah, bro, it's gonna happen. W Sahori though with the 2. Thank you, bro.
The light turned on. My mom
You're
was
the
walking in, and I slammed that box shut. I hid in the closet just before she could see me, and I saw her looking around like she was suspicious.
that boy, though.
Hello?
Thank you, bro.
She looked around before walking out to the bathroom. I ran back to bed and thought I was in the clear, but my mom shook me awake. Did you eat the donuts? I immediately shook my head. No, Mom, I swear.
Bro's gonna get whooped. They were to clutch that boy. I don't know why parents ground kids, bro. What's the point of it? W that boy, though. Thank you. I won't forget about the donations, that boy. You're the GOAT. If you're watching the stream, thank you, bro.
And marched me out to the box. I thought I just nibbled, but the entire donut was almost gone.
Oh my God.
I knew I was dead. Admit it was you. Mom, I didn't do it. I was in my room all night. She looked at me, but out of nowhere, her eyes went wide. She said, "Oh my God, we have mice." Then she took the entire box and dropped them all into the garbage. I could literally feel my heart shatter as they hit the bottom.
Bro got saved by the mice, bro. They were the jamming gift. That boy. W that boy with the jamming gift. And W Daxton with the uncler. W Daxton and that boy. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. W that boy and Daxton. Holy, bro. Shout out to Clunky. W that boy and Daxton. I appreciate both of you. You guys are goated, bro.
Into my room and cried. My mom walked through the door carrying it. My friend walked into school wearing a full suit with a tie covered in tiny fried chicken drumsticks.
What
Our
the
principal
hell?
stopped him in the hallway. That tie is distracting. Sir, it's a suit. The chicken is for nutrition awareness.
Janine.
He couldn't say anything back to a kid in a suit, so the next day he banned all food imagery on clothing. That's when the rest of us got involved. I came in with a white shirt and a QR code on the front. Told him it was my digital portfolio. By lunch, half the school had scanned it, and the hallways were full of kids whispering fried chicken in British, Australian, and Southern accents.
Why are they talking about fried chicken, bro? What?
Because the QR code was a 10-hour loop of people saying fried chicken in different accents. He banned QR codes on clothing. Next week, I wore a shirt covered in dots.
What the hell, bro? They were the Uncle or Timeless Notes. W Timeless Notes. They were the gold coin goober. W Timeless Notes with the Uncle. Thank you so much, Timeless Notes. W Timeless Notes. I thank you, bro. W Timeless Notes. W Timeless.
He asked what it was. Braille, sir. I'm promoting accessibility. He called in the school nurse to read it. She looked at it and said out loud, I want some fried chicken
Thank
right
you,
now.
Timeless
The whole
Notes.
office lost it. He banned Braille on clothing. I came back Monday with a landscape painting on my shirt. He stared at it and scratched his head. The clouds look like chicken. I shrugged.
I remember
Sir,
you.
that
I think
sounds
I
like
do,
a
yeah.
personal problem.
What's
he
up, bro?
stood there for 5 minutes trying to find a rule against chicken-shaped clouds. That afternoon, his voice came over the intercom. The dress code is done, but if I see one more piece of fried chicken image...
Oh, hell nah. They were live on Disco. .gu7gt. W.gu7gt with the live on Disco. Thank you, bro. W.gu7.
In any form, you are all getting
Thank
suspended. The whole thing died down for a while, until a few weeks later.
Guys, feel free to subscribe if you want a shout out. Alright, guys?
The principal walked into the cafeteria on Fried Chicken and Watermelon Day. He looked around at the plates. His eyes rolled back, and he fainted. They rushed him out on a stretcher.
Wait, what the hell? They were the jamming gift. Timeless Notes. W Timeless Notes. Thank you, Timeless Notes. W.
My dad flung my bedroom door open, screaming, Mom's in the kitchen crying because of what we found in your...
Keep subbing up, chat, if you want a shout out. They were W football.
Search history. Get up, now. I sat up with my heart pounding before I was fully awake.
That's
Dad
an
set my
MM2
laptop on the
Master
desk
Gamer.
and pulled up the browser history. Page after page of searches I had never made. Adult websites, forums about hacking into bank accounts, dark web marketplaces bookmarked and revisited dozens of times. This isn't mine. I didn't search for any of this. Then he opened a hidden folder filled with hundreds of inappropriate photos and showed me the same searches pulled from my phone. Every timestamp matched.
What?
When I'd been home alone. This isn't mine.
That's a gaming star.
You're telling us someone hacked both your laptop and your phone? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Shout out to
Mom
Tapper
appeared in
in
the doorway
life.
crying. We already called a counselor.
Shout out
You
to
have
Kyle.
an appointment in the
They were
morning.
hiding
The
it.
counselor recommended a troubled teen camp, and 2 days later, my parents forced me to go. Dad
Bro, it's a hacker.
handed
What?
over the folder of printed screenshots
It's actually
and
a
explained
hacker.
everything. I tried to defend myself, but my voice kept cracking. I'm being framed. I never searched for any
Shout out
of that.
to
My
Tammy.
younger
Shout
brother,
out to
Chris,
Abby.
started crying quietly, and my mom comforted him. The counselor asked him, "Are you afraid of your brother?" He nodded without looking at me. Then she asked to see the laptop. She
That's
clicked
an
for
unknown
several
monkey.
minutes while everyone sat in silence. Then she stopped. There's a program running here that shouldn't be. It lets someone control this computer from a different device. She looked up at my parents.
Shout out to Blake.
Someone in your house has been controlling this computer remotely. Chris went completely still. The counselor looked directly at it.
Chat, we hit 67k views on the stream. Let me do 67, bro. 67. Send 67 gifts right now, bro, since we hit 67k views. Give it a high five, Abby Soul. W Abby Soul.
Chris, do you know anything about this? His face crumbled. You deleted my Minecraft world and didn't even care.
Let's go.
You just said sorry and walked
W67K
away like it was
views.
nothing. But I spent
Guys,
hours
like up the
building it.
stream,
Dad
too.
stood up
How many
slowly
likes
and
are we
looked
at?
at me with an expression I'd never seen before.
I'll do it later. No. Chat, like up the stream. We got 400 people. They were 67 timeless
It
notes.
sounds like
They were
your little
67
brother is the
Riley.
one who needs this camp instead. My dad flung... My vegan daughter told me if I didn't stop cooking bacon,
Oh my
she was
gosh.
moving out. I made extra the next morning just to see if she was serious. She was 16. She wasn't going
They were 67 Riley cooking timeless notes.
anywhere,
W's.
and neither was my bacon.
They were the hiding
first week,
gifts.
she'd come downstairs
Navira,
every morning,
Robert,
stand in
and
the
Buff
kitchen with
Buddies.
her arms crossed, and watch me cook. I'd slide a plate of bacon across the counter and tell her it was still warm if she changed her mind. She'd push it back and go, "Do you even care that an animal died for that?" I told her it died delicious and kept
Hey, yo, what? That's a gamer area. You're the W Abby.
eating. Second week, she switched tactics and came
nah.
down with her phone out,
were the
recording
hiding
me,
gift
telling me
unknown
she was
monkey.
posting it online to show everyone what an animal abuser her father
We're
was.
6'7"
I looked
docs.
directly into the camera, took a bite of bacon, and winked. She called me a fascist and stomped upstairs.
what?
Third week, she came downstairs with a poster board covered in pictures of baby pigs with bacon equals murder written in huge red letters and stood next to the stove.
Like
holding
up the
it while I
stream,
cooked.
chat.
When I didn't react,
Shout out
she
to I
started
Love
making
Halloween.
squealing
Shout out to
noises
football.
that the neighbors could probably
What the hell? They were live in Disco. Daxton. W. Daxton with the laughing disco. Thank you, Daxton. W. Daxton.
Here through the walls. I told her to knock it off, or she was grounded,
W.
and she
Daxton,
looked
bro.
me dead in the eye and said, "Ground me then. At least pigs and factory farms get better treatment
nah,
than I
that's
do
crazy.
in this house." I bit my tongue so hard.
W1K likes. They were the party app,
Every package
buddies.
of bacon in the fridge was gone because she'd thrown it all in the garbage disposal. I drove to the store before work, bought twice
We're
as
the
much,
GG
and that
Easy,
night I
Dax.
cooked an entire pound until the whole house smelled like bacon for hours. She went and sat in the backyard to get away from the smell, and I thought I'd won. But the next week, she bought her own pack of vegan bacon and started cooking it right next to mine
That's
every
the
morning
I8.
without saying
Give her the
a
W,
word.
Kayla.
Saturday morning, I came downstairs early to start cooking, and the kitchen light was already on. My daughter was standing at the stove
Like
in
up
her
the stream and
pajamas
subscribe,
with 3
chat.
strips of real bacon in the pan. She didn't even turn around.
They were
the fake
hiding it,
stuff wasn't
Cleo,
even
till
close.
D.
I sat down at the table and didn't say a thing.
W,
Some battles
Leo.
you don't need to win out loud. My vegan.
nah.
After deciding I was going to take my life, I decided to order
Oh,
pizza
nah,
as
that's rude. They were the W.
my
Robert.
last
Wait,
meal
what?
on Earth. But when the pizza
did I just say?
arrived, the receipt had a really weird note
How
attached
you not have finger painter? Because they don't give finger painter to streamers, I think,
to
bro.
it. Please enjoy your last meal.
don't
on
like
us.
me.
We're so sorry. I immediately freaked out because I'd never told anyone about my plan. But when I looked closer at the pizza and the receipt, I realized I'd simply gotten someone
That's
else's
a
order.
Irma.
I was relieved.
That
but the
the
words,
someone is
"last meal,"
twisted.
still
They were the laughing disco. Kyle West. W. Kyle West with the laughing disco. Thank you, Kyle West. W. Kyle West with the laughing disco.
stuck out
Thank
to
you,
me.
bro.
So I put the address on the receipt into my GPS and drove
Appreciate
over
it,
with
bro.
the pizza. If this was actually someone's final meal, they needed to have it. I knocked on the door, and a woman in tears
I already watched this.
answered.
We'll
I
watch
said,
it again,
"Your
bro."
pizza was delivered to my house. I wanted to bring it back." Her eyes lit up, and she immediately lunged to hug me. I was
W.
taken aback, but then I saw an old man in a bed
You wanna
behind
start,
her, hooked up to
Danya?
oxygen tubes and barely
nah.
breathing. The woman explained through tears he was dying, and that used to take her to this pizza place every Friday, her whole childhood. This
They were the
meal was
laughing
his
disco.
last
Kyle West. W. Kyle West. I don't know if I read your gift, but W. Kyle West. Thank you for the laughing disco, bro.
request on Earth, as
W.
he wanted to connect with his
Or
daughter
W.
one
Daxon.
final time. I was heartbroken and gave her the pizza and wished her well. I turned to leave, proud I'd done at least one good thing before taking my life. But then the old man
were
called
the
out
gold
to
coin,
me. I
Abby.
turned around, and he was using all of his strength to motion his arm for me to come in. "There's
were
enough
the hiding
pizza
gift,
for
orange
one more.
spiked
I'm
ball.
too weak to eat much anyway," he joked.
100,
I felt
Leo.
myself tear up, and the woman held the door for me as I walked inside.
Like up the
We
stream and
shared the
subscribe,
pizza,
chat.
laughing and crying at his final stories. And when I asked him, "Why did you invite me in?" he replied,
Because
"I've lived
I
long
farted.
enough to know when someone needs a friend." I held
the
the
hiding
woman's
gift, Leo.
hand as she said goodbye to her dad forever.
R.I.P.,
and in
bro.
his death, I found a reason to stay
R.I.P.
alive.
in the
Now
chat
every
for the
Friday,
dabber.
me and the woman have pizza together to honor him. After my wife and I sat down and both agreed that we wouldn't be having any more kids. We loved our daughter,
Hey,
but
yo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. They were the W. Dat boy. They were the hiding gift.
we'd just
Kyle.
gotten promotions and really wanted to focus
Hey, yo.
on our careers. But then one day,
Crazy,
our daughter
bro.
handed me her family
That
drawing
stuff is
that she'd
crazy.
made in school. Me, her mom, her, and a fourth person with an arrow pointed towards
Oh,
her mom's
nah.
belly. I
I'm sorry,
asked,
Leah.
"Who's that fourth
We're the hiding
person?"
gift,
And my
that boy.
daughter's eyes lit up. "That's the baby inside mom's belly."
Chat, if you subscribe, I'll give you a shout out, alright? And also, feel free to like the stream too. And feel free to send gifts like laughing discos if you want. Helps out.
She told me I'm going to be a big sister. I froze, and when I looked
W.
over, my wife was standing in the doorway. "We're having a baby boy," she smiled with tears in her eyes. "I know we said we wanted to focus
That's
on
a
our
official
careers, but I
exotic.
can be a
That's a
stay-at-home
Cheerio.
mom, and you can keep working. If you pick
That's
up
a
extra
Cat
hours,
Brian.
you'll make enough
We're the hiding gift, Gervin.
for us both." I still thought she was joking
That's a Gene.
until I
Shout out
put
to
my
Green
hands
Bean.
on her belly and felt something move inside. She
Oh,
smiled
nah.
at me again. "Well, what do you think?"
Oh,
That's
hell
when
nah.
I replied, "I think now is a good time to tell
Hell
you.
no.
I got a vasectomy 3 months ago. I know that baby's
You're
not
the
mine."
gold coin,
Her
Leo.
face dropped, but I walked
Oh, nah. Shout out to
out
Aiden.
without responding. And after thinking about it, I realized she only suggested being a
You were
stay-at-home
the dollar Orbit. W Orbit with a dollar. Thank you, Orbit.
mom, so the real dad could come over while
W
I worked
Orbit.
overtime. My wife, a teenager, stumbled into my gas
That's
station
crazy,
at
though.
midnight and said, "My parents are trying to
W Orbit.
kill me. Please let me hide." He was a
Guys, shout out to Daxton. I'm giving shout outs to people who subscribe. Say I subbed in chat. Let's hit 132K, bro.
erratic and shaking. and I instantly
Come on,
noticed
chat.
the welts on his arm.
Not the Sasha.
Suddenly, headlights pulled into the parking lot outside, and the kid started crying. That's them. He immediately ran behind me and into the back room, and I gave him a baseball
The back rooms. Shout out to Kendall.
bat to protect himself in case something goes wrong. As soon as I closed the back door, the parents walked in. The dad immediately started
Shout out
scanning
to
the store,
Goob.
and the mom asked me, "Please, have you seen our son?" She put a missing person poster on the
Oh,
counter,
nah.
and I recognized it as the boy immediately.
Keep subbing
I
up,
shook
chat.
my head and
Let's
told
go,
her
let's
no,
go.
But then she
out
pointed to
to
the
Keegan.
camera above me. Can I
Shout out
check
to
the
Jeremy.
footage?
Thank you for the GG Dat Boy, and thank you for the hiding gift,
Just
Kyle.
in case. He's not well. If he told you something, he's lying. I replied that the security footage was private, so I couldn't
Shout out
access
to
it.
user.
But that's when the
Shout out to
dad
Frost
stepped
fan.
behind the counter and looked at the back room. Is there anyone else in this store? I blocked his path and said no, but I was sweating,
Oh, nah.
and I could tell
Give
he
her the
didn't
chili.
believe
That
me.
boy.
Suddenly, I heard a crash from the back room where
What?
the teenage boy was. I tried to think quickly and told the dad it was just a raccoon, but then I heard another crash. Before I
That's
could do anything
Alexander.
else, the dad shoved me aside and opened
Walk
the back
in.
door. The teenage boy was still there, for some reason now smashing everything with the bat. The shelves were broken and stock was spilled across the floor. He turned around and his
Shout out to Valencio.
eyes locked onto me and he screamed, "I know you
Shout
locked
out
me
to
in
Lassus.
here to kill me.
Shout out to
I won't let
Julian.
you." I froze because I didn't understand, but the boy was already running towards
nah.
me and swinging the bat
Shout out to
directly at my
Brooklyn.
head. I closed my eyes and braced for impact, but then
Walk
suddenly
in.
I felt
This
something
is not a loop. Shout out to Mega
hit
Kid.
the floor. The dad had tackled
This is
the boy
real.
and was on the ground pinning him down, fighting to keep him restrained. The mom quickly pulled
out
out
to
medical
user.
papers from her bag and gave them to me, then dropped to her son, repeating, "It's okay.
Keep
No
subbing
one
up,
wants to
chat.
hurt
Let's hit 132K, bro.
you." I looked down at the
Such a random
papers and
bitch,
read that the
Step King.
boy had paranoid schizophrenia. I looked down at him, now scratching his arms like crazy, and realized I'd handed a lethal weapon to someone who saw me as a target. And
Shout out
the
to
parents I
Gumball
tried to stop
Starfire. Shout out to Project Void.
were the only reason he didn't kill me. A teenager stumbled. My mom told me I was 1 in 1 million, but at 25 years old, I learned the truth. When I was born, doctors noticed my right leg was abnormally stronger than the other. They
Oh,
lied
nah.
to my mom and ruled it out as a deformity. As
Shout
I
out
got
to
older,
Elliot.
I got into soccer
Give me
and had
100.
naturally stronger kicks.
Shout out to
But my
Scene.
left leg was in severe pain because it wasn't being utilized properly. I had to work out my left leg more so I could even them out, but
Oh,
it took
nah.
the life out of me. When I started dating my now wife, we were on a hiking trip, and the entire
I think we watched this one
time
too,
I
but
was
who
out of
cares?
breath. I revealed to her I had lost all feeling in my,
Oh my
left
God.
leg. She was so furious I hid that from her.
Shout out
and
to
we flew
Patrick.
to America. After tests for weeks and weeks, I finally got a conclusive answer about my leg. Unfortunately, in the womb, I had a twin. They were
A twin.
absorbed into my leg.
Shout out to
I was
Frost
asked if
King.
I wanted to
What?
remove the muscle mass
A
from my
twin.
leg, but I said I'd rather
Shout out to
keep it.
Justin.
My leg is the only thing that gives my twin life.
What? He has a twin in his leg? What the hell, bro? That's Alexander. So he basically has another person in his leg, bro. You'll get $500 if I say 1K times. But now you're lying, bro. I'm not doing that, bro.
My mom told me I was driving home when I saw a bright light on the road, but right when I looked closer, I saw they were headlights. I screamed, but the Lexus smashed into me, and I watched in slow motion as glass went
Oh,
everywhere.
nah.
My car was destroyed, but when I could finally see
Ah.
again, I saw the girl from the other car climb out of the wreck. She looked perfectly fine, and
Shout
I
out to
forced the
MM2
words
Master.
out.
How?
Please,
What?
please get help. But she just put her hands over her mouth and ran away.
What?
I could barely stay conscious,
That's
but I
Ogie
felt
stuff.
someone grab me. A cop dragged me out. You crashed into her? Are you serious? Do you know what you
What?
just did?
Bro, what did he
I was
do?
barely breathing, covered in blood, glass stuck in my arm.
We watched this too.
And this
Hold
cop
on.
didn't even care. My
Hold
neck
on,
was
bro.
broken. More sirens came and ambulances showed up.
I guess
but he
we'll
just
watch
kept
this one
screaming.
too, bro.
They put a syringe into my arm and everything went black. But when I woke up in a hospital bed, I couldn't move my arm. I looked
nah.
over at it and saw I was literally handcuffed
Give
to
me $20 if I say that. Okay, 6'7".
the hospital
Shout
bed.
out to
Nurse,
James.
why am I handcuffed? But she said, sorry, I can't discuss with a criminal. What?
Oh,
Criminal?
nah.
But as she
If you say Puno Ultra Microscopic Silico Volcano Oceanosis 2 times, then I'll donate. I said it, bro. I'm not saying it another time. They were the jamming gift. J Funny, WJ Funny with the jamming gift. Thank you, J Funny. Okay, fine. Pneumo Ultra Microscopic Silico Volcanic Oceanosis, bro. I said it.
She
Trust.
turned and walked out. The same cop burst through.
the hiding
Rise
gift
and
sprite.
shine, Mr.
Snipes.
DUI. How many drugs were you on? None. I didn't take anything. Then more cops started coming into the room. I don't care that your neck is broken. You deserve it. They were all
Oh,
staring
nah.
at me. Then I saw someone else. It was the girl. She saw me laying in that hospital bed,
Oh,
handcuffed.
nah.
around my wrist, and she gasped.
Why is bro handcuffed? They were the laughing disco, Jennifer. Jennifer with the laughing disco. If you say, okay, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Give me my laughing disco. Shout out to Jennifer with the laughing disco. Thank you, Jennifer.
Holding back tears, they turned and saw
Shout
her,
out to
and the cop
God
panicked.
LVR.
Gracie,
Thank
what are
you
you
for sub,
doing
bro.
here? She was crying. Please, Uncle Mark. I feel so bad
Thank
for
you
him.
for loving
I
my
have to tell them
videos.
what really happened. All of the cops looked confused. He was trying to push her out. No, Uncle Mark. I have to tell them the truth. Get out of here. He's already guilty. But just as he pushed her out of the room, one of the taller
the
cops
hiding
walked
gift.
up to
I
him.
love
Wait,
ducks.
you never told us your niece was in the other car. He started
What?
to look nervous. Well, no, but that doesn't matter.
For
He
the
was still
100.
on drugs, right? He stepped forward. I don't know.
nah.
Was he? Did anyone actually confirm that? Turns out she was texting and driving, ran straight into
nah,
me,
that was
and her
her,
uncle
yeah.
blamed me for the whole thing.
Oh,
And
the
even though the
Hamilton.
pain was excruciating, I still raised my middle finger as they
Oh,
took
nah. They were the laughing disco, Mohawk boy. Mohawk boy with the laughing disco. Thank you, Mohawk boy. Mohawk boy, bro.
him out. I was driving.
Thank you.
My son Dex is autistic. He's also the best
Mohawk
11-year-old
boy.
with a pair of nunchucks you'll ever meet. 4 hours a day,
Hiya!
every day.
Bro, I haven't heard of that word nunchuck in like 2 years, bro. Shout out to Pug. Thank you so much for the gifts. Shout out to Heart with the laughing disco. Heart Phonics. Thank you, Heart Phonics. What a clutch, Mohawk boy. Heart Phonics. Thank you for the GG Windows 11 fan. River Star Snowball. Guys, like up
Rain
the
or
stream and
sunshine,
subscribe.
drilling combinations
If you
in
want
the
to shout out,
backyard until his
subscribe, and I
palms
got
bleed
you.
like a mini Bruce Lee. Everyone had opinions. That's not healthy. He's autistic. He could snap. You're enabling dangerous behavior, but I never listened. My kid found something that made his brain quiet. Something that made him feel powerful in a world that
If you say Chargo Goga Oga Man or Choga Goga, I ain't saying that, bro. I'm done.
constantly made him feel small. Then came Iris, autistic too, same class. They found each other when Iris panicked over a
Shout out
math
to
problem,
Jiraiya.
and Dex explained it using nunchuck logic. That day they traded snacks because certain textures were
Shout out
wrong
to
to
Blood
both of them.
Dud.
2 weeks in, Dex called Iris
Shout
his
out to
girlfriend.
Spring
At 11,
Crate.
that looked like holding hands at recess and
Shout
sharing
out to
a
Joni
table at
Go.
lunch until a 14-year-old named Andy
to Skyly.
decided Iris belonged to him. It started with words. He'd block her path between classes. Why are you wasting yourself on that twitchy freak? Iris told Dex.
Shout out
Dex
to
told me.
Candace.
I told the school.
Shout out to
The
Melody.
principal said he'd monitor the situation. Soon, Andy was following Iris home, waving from across the street, blowing kisses, making disgusting gestures. Dex walked
Shout out to Joni Go. Shout out to Michael. Wait, what the hell am I doing?
with her every day. Andy kept his
W.
distance when Dex was around, but Dex couldn't
The
be around all
nunchuck
the
kid,
time.
bro.
3 weeks later, Iris stayed late for a group project. Dex had
It's
a
a
dentist
nunchuck
appointment.
kid.
She walked home alone. Andy was waiting. He caught her behind an alleyway and slammed her against the brick wall. Told
Oh,
her she
nah.
was going to be his girlfriend, whether she liked
Hey,
it or not.
yo. What?
She said no, so he broke her
That's
nose.
a
When
Marion.
Dex found her, she was sitting on the curb, blood
Oh,
on her
nah.
shirt, eyes swollen, shaking so hard she couldn't speak. He sat next to her.
Shout out
I'm
to
going
Mini
fight him
Hoops.
for you,
Shout out
but
to
he's bigger
Marion.
than you. Dex hugged her. He's not as big as a dinosaur, and I'd fight a dinosaur for you. Iris's parents filed a report, showed the principal photos of her face, medical records from the ER. Andy got 3 days suspension. From that day forward, Dex trained differently. 6 hours a day, strikes,
Hiya.
blocks, counters. He started carrying his nunchucks everywhere. I
Oh, nah.
asked him why. Because he's coming, and when he does, I'll be ready. When Andy returned, he started threatening Dex, texted photos of our house, sent messages
Shout out to Jonah. Guys, I'm giving shout outs if you subscribe. Let's hit 132K. Come on. Subscribe if you guys want a shout out, bro.
about what he'd do to Iris. Then he got a gun. His
And
older
feel free to send gifts like Laughing Discos.
brother's
Shout out
pistol,
to
brought
Braden.
it to school, showed it to Iris in the bathroom, pressed it
Oh,
against
nah.
her cheek, and told her the only reason she was still alive was
Shout out
because
to
he wasn't
Bacon
done with her
Gamer.
yet. She was too scared to tell teachers, but she told Dex. That night, Dex didn't sleep.
Dexter Morgan.
Just sat in his room, nunchucks
nah.
in his lap. Saturday afternoon, Dex and Iris were playing video games. My wife and I needed groceries. Quick trip, 15 minutes. Don't
Come on,
answer the
chat.
door for
Subscribe.
anyone.
Let's hit 132K. Come on. I know we can do it. Shout out to Seal Plays. Shout out to Ryle
We
Zara.
rounded the corner. Our back
on.
door window shattered.
You're making some waffles. Nice, bro. I love
Andy
waffles.
was inside the house. Iris,
Hot take, but I think waffles are better than pancakes. Shout out to Santiago.
come out. Dex
That's a
grabbed her
smashy
arm,
place.
shoved her toward his bedroom. Closet, lock it. Don't open until I say. Dex, go. She ran. He heard the lock click. Dex walked to the corner of the living room, reached behind the couch, pulled out his nunchucks. Andy's voice floated through the house. Sing-song. I know you're here, Iris. He rounded the
Oh,
corner.
nah.
and saw
What the hell, bro?
Dex. Andy raised the gun. Move, freak. But Dex was already swinging. His nunchucks caught Andy's
Oh,
wrist
nah.
before he could
Hiya.
react. Boom.
Damn.
cracked. The gun clattered under the radiator. Andy grabbed
Bro's
his
locked
wrist,
in.
screaming. Second strike, ribs. Andy folded
Damn.
over. He tried to lunge. Third strike across the knee. He dropped face first into hardwood.
Damn,
he crawled
son.
toward the gun. Dex stepped on his broken hand.
Damn.
Pressed until he screamed. The closet door clicked open. Iris stepped out. Saw Andy. Saw
Think where the
Dex.
party
She
hat,
walked
Massey,
over while
or
Andy
Macy.
writhed in pain. Looked down at him. This is why girls in your grade don't want to go out with you. And
Get
he
out.
got bullied so bad for
Just
getting
a
beat up by an
Joy.
11-year-old that he
Brian.
transferred schools. My son,
Bro's not a
If a
ninja. I mean, he could be, bro, in the future.
one of you
If he wears a ski mask, bro, or whatever, he can be a
fails my
ninja.
test, I'll make sure the whole class.
We already
There's this
watched
girl
that.
at school I really like, Dad. I need your help because you always pull baddies. I
Hey, yo,
stared at my
Sunyan.
son. What's a baddie? She's just a pretty girl,
Hey,
Dad.
yo.
Please. I sat him down at the table. Okay, tomorrow in class.
Bro's an unk, bro. Chat. Spam unk in the chat. This guy's an unk. Wait, how many likes are we at, though?
Just smile at her. If she smiles back, we're in business.
Oh,
He
nah.
wrote down every word I said, and I just hoped my son's heart
Bro's not him.
wouldn't get broken.
Fuck,
And the
yeah,
next
he's
day,
not
he
him,
came
bro.
home grinning
Holy
ear
unk,
to ear.
bro.
Dad,
Thank you for the Uncler Angelo and freaking J Funny. Thank you for the Unclers. WJ Funny and Angelo. He is an unk, bro. W Angelo and J Funny.
you're the best.
Thank you,
She
guys.
smiled at me today. With teeth,
W.
I high-fived him. Good sign.
nah.
Now tomorrow, ask her for a small favor.
Oh, hell nah. Bro is not tough.
Borrow a pencil, anything. It'll make her notice you even more. After
hell
school,
nah.
he ran through the front
Wrist her up. Oh,
door.
hell nah.
I asked to borrow a pencil, and she gave me
Thank you for
two
the
and
100.
winked at me. I leaned back in
Whoa.
my chair. She likes you. Ask her to the dance. He practiced what he'd say in the
We're the
mirror
hiding
that
of
night
John.
and left for school the next morning
You're a
looking
star,
like
Kayla.
a kid on a mission. And that afternoon, I got a call from an unknown number. Good morning. This is
Unknown.
your son's teacher. I just wanted to let you know that your son asked me to the dance today. It was
What? What the hell?
very sweet, but
That's the
highly
Ellie
inappropriate.
kids.
I got home and
What the hell, bro? They were the Uncler. Angelo. W Angelo with the Uncler. Thank you, Angelo. W Angelo with the Uncler. Thank you, bro.
found him face down.
And they were the Uncler user. W user and Angelo. Thank you both. I appreciate it. Can you donate $500? I mean, if you want to, go ahead, bro. That would be insane.
Crying on his bed. I never
W
should have
user and
trusted you.
Angela.
You got my heart broken. I sat on the edge of his bed. Son, it's not my fault you never told me you were into
Got the
cougars.
Akira.
There's this girl at
Cougars.
school.
What the hell is a cougar?
I'm a flying instructor, and one day, while in the air with a man taking a one-on-one lesson,
Grab
he
the
reached
belt?
into
Ah,
his
hell
shoe
nah.
and pulled out a knife. Fly exactly where I say, or you're never coming home to your kids again.
Oh,
My
nah.
whole body froze. He placed a piece of paper with coordinates in front of me and pressed the blade against my neck. I asked him how.
Oh, nah, that's crazy. Thank you for the Uncler Spliss. W Spliss with the Uncler, bro. They were the W Angelo. They were the star. John. W Spliss, though, with the Uncler. Thank you so much, Spliss. You're the go.
He got the knife in
W
here, and he
Splish.
told me the security
Give it a
guard
chili
never
fish
actually
stick.
bothered to scan him. His face was completely calm, no sweat, no shaking, like he'd already decided.
Not Magma. Don't ask. Don't ask. Don't send 500, bro. It's good. They were the Uncler user. W user with the Uncler. Thank you so much, user. Don't Magma. Don't ask your mom if you can send $500, bro. Don't. They were the Uncler user. W user, bro.
How this
They
was
were
going
laughing
to
this
go.
go
He told me to
Spliss.
just
W
fly,
Spliss.
So I did. I tried asking him where we were going, but he didn't answer. Just
the
sat
hiding of
behind me
T-Bo.
with the blade against my seat, staring straight
were the
ahead.
jamming
Every
gift
few
fish
minutes, he'd
stick.
check his
W
watch and
fish
tell me,
stick.
Fly faster.
Thank you,
I
fish
don't
stick.
have time. I thought about grabbing my phone,
Thank you,
but the
fish
second
stick.
my eyes moved to it, he pressed the knife
W.
against my neck hard enough to
Too
draw
late?
blood.
Oh, no.
One wrong move. I realized I had no choice.
Lock
and
in,
just
bro.
flew. When we finally
He actually has to lock
reached the
in, or
coordinates,
else he's
it was
cooked.
just a field. I asked him if this was actually it, and he told me aggressively to
They were
just
the hiding
land.
of Tipo
I brought
drop.
the plane down, and
That's
my
a real
heart was
bum bum.
pounding out of my chest.
They were the
But
6'7"
the second
user.
we stopped, everything about him changed. He put the knife down. His hands started shaking. He opened his wallet and shoved every
nah.
bill inside into my hand. Thank you. I'm so sorry for this, but my daughter is in emergency surgery at that
They were the
hospital,
W
and she
Juan.
might not make it.
They were the jamming gift. Splice. W Splice with the jamming gift. Thank you, Splice.
He pointed behind me at the
W
hospital
Splice,
across the
bro.
field. This was the quickest
Thanks,
way
bro.
to get to her. He jumped out and sprinted across the field. I
Wait,
went
what?
home that day and fired my security guy. I'm a flying instructor.
nah.
My best friend grabbed my controller. Dude, you have to come to this party tomorrow. There's this girl going called Isabella, and I need you to wingman me. Isabella King. He nodded. Bro,
Oh, nah. They were the hiding of J Jones. Chad, do you think he has aura, bro? Do you think he has risk?
that's the girl I've had a crush on since kindergarten.
Oh, hell nah.
I know she used to have an awkward
They were the W
phase,
user.
but she's
Guys, feel free to subscribe if you want a shout out. Or trying to hit 132K, bro.
Never gonna go for you now. I only want you there so you can make me look good. I looked down at my SpongeBob hoodie and sighed.
You're the
Thanks,
star.
bro. You're the best. But deep down, I was secretly hoping he was wrong. The next night, I showed up in my only clean
That's a not
clothes,
North.
and Garfield smirked. You're dressed perfectly for the job, before disappearing into the crowd. So I opened up my settings app to pretend to look busy,
You were
and that's when a
6'7"
guy
chocolate
staggered
chip.
over to me. Hey bro, wanna try this? It was my first
hell no.
social
What is that?
interaction with someone who wasn't Garfield. He was holding a green drink, and I couldn't help myself.
Shout to Ducky
oh, look,
Plus.
it's a kelp shake. Bro, is that a SpongeBob reference? He called his friends over, and I was ready for them to laugh at me. Yo, this guy just called your drink
Shout
a
out to
kelp
Jason.
shake. And suddenly, they started patting my back. For once, people were laughing with me,
W.
not at me. What else you got? So I taught them the first step
You
of
were the happy poop chocolate chip.
my favorite dance.
What the hell is a kelp shake though? I don't know what I don't know that SpongeBob crap,
First,
bro.
go like
That's
this,
a Pokemon.
spin around, stop. Suddenly, 5 people were doing the bring it around town bubble dance
We're
from
hiding it real
SpongeBob. I
early.
didn't even notice Isabella joining the circle until
hell
the
no.
crowd completely broke up. And
I
it was
have
just
around
us.
2K
You're the
subs.
W
Do you
user.
think
Give it a
I could get
hiding gift,
AAC?
Angel. Yo, thank you for the $2, Z Monkey. I did not see the donation. I mean, you could get AAC, bro. With 2K subs, definitely, yes. Shout out to Gario. You can have 100 subs and get it. Trust me, bro. You can get it. Trust me.
So fun.
W.
But before
We're
I
gonna
could
press F,
respond,
chocolate chip.
Garfield grabbed my arm and dragged me into the hallway. She asked me if you're single. You were supposed to be invisible. You're ruining everything.
That's the
I pulled my
unknown
arm
guy in
free
life.
and walked
They were
out the
6'7"
door,
splish.
And that's when I heard it. Hey, wait up. Isabella caught up to me on the sidewalk.
We're the hiding
you know,
gift
I
user.
used to have a SpongeBob phone case I took everywhere. Then I had a glow up, and suddenly everyone
You were the hiding gift, Big
only
Trevi.
wanted the cool
You were
version
the
of
hiding
me.
gift,
There was even
Real
some
Elliot. Shout out to Ghost Games.
guy at that party named
That's the
Garfield
Alia.
who wanted to talk to me because of my glow up. She looked at me. You're the first person who made me want to bring the real one back. That night she came over and we watched
W.
SpongeBob on
Hey, yo.
my couch. She was wearing my hoodie.
Okay, bro, honestly, who would watch SpongeBob? Who likes SpongeBob? I mean, it's good, but like, you're the hiding gift, Big Trevi.
I was flying a plane when a woman screamed from the cabin. Oh my god, I need to speak to the captain right now. The flight attendant walked into the cockpit rolling her eyes. That's the 17th time she's pressed
You were
the
the
button.
star
She
user.
insists on talking to
two
you about an
sparkles.
urgent safety concern.
Splish.
I had my co-pilot take over and walked back.
You were the
She stood up and
7
pointed at me in
sparkles.
front of the whole
Splish.
cabin. You're flying too high. My ears popped, and that only happens when you exceed legal altitude limits. Ma'am, ears pop from normal pressure changes. She pulled
Why
out
do
her
I sound
phone
like Froggo VR2? Who's that? You were the
and
hiding
showed me
gift,
a
Amber.
compass app. This proves we're at 50,000 feet. That's a compass.
I don't
You're
know
lying
that
to
guy, bro.
My best friend.
Yo, why did I skip the
I'm
short,
a flying
bro?
instructor, and one day, my best friend
I'm gonna
I
crash
was flying
out.
a plane. It walked up to me. Is it true we're flying illegally high? I showed him
What?
the altitude on my tablet. That's exactly what someone flying too high would say. 20 minutes later, she hit the call button again. She had a tape measure pressed against the window. Based on my calculations, we're at
You're the
70,000
star
feet.
Esmeralda.
That's basically space. How are you measuring through a window? Special vision. Years of yoga. She stood
What?
up and announced she was making a citizen's arrest on me for reckless endangerment
What?
and walked toward the cockpit.
Okay, if they were actually in space, they would be dead. That's a Joseph.
Holding plastic zip ties she'd brought from home. The air marshal
Can't,
stepped in
like,
and she
bro.
pointed at him. You're in on it. You're all in the pocket of Big Cloud. She turned around
the hell?
and went straight for the emergency exit to
Oh,
let in
nah.
ground level air because
You're
the
the
high
hiding gift,
altitude
Big
was making
Trevi.
everyone stupid. A flight attendant tackled her before she reached the handle. We made an emergency landing in Dallas. As they walked her off, she demanded a drug test for me, specifically
What the
for
hell?
altitude drugs.
Oh my gosh, they had to put all those people out just because of that lady. I would be angry, bro. If that was my flight, I would crash out. Chat, type 1 if you would crash out, type 2 if you wouldn't. They were the hiding gift, Big Trevi.
The cop asked what those
I would,
were.
bro.
If you don't know, you're not qualified
That's
to
an
arrest me.
in-10
Her
writer.
formal complaint is the last thing I'll ever frame. The pilot's refusal to fly lower proves he's hiding.
One, yeah, bro. I would be extremely mad, bro. Like, if I was going to somewhere I wanted to enjoy, bro, and some lady ruined it, bro, I would crash out.
Something.
Like,
Probably a
actually.
second secret altitude. I was flying a I knocked out the smallest,
You're the hiding
weakest
gift, Big Trevi.
kid in school. While I was
Guys, if you subscribe, I'll give you a shout out. Let's hit 132K. Shout out to Ghost Edits Official.
bench pressing, he cracked my ribs with a 5-pound
Oh my
dumbbell
gosh.
and smiled. That was Chester. He was 4'11", 85 pounds, and was the
I think we watched this already. We'll watch it again, bro.
worst bully I ever met.
why
His
I
two
brand
brothers were 6'6", 3
Damn. 6'6". Shout out to Emelli. Wait,
300 pounds of pure
not yet. Hold up, chat.
Hustle. Nobody
Oh my
touched
God.
Chester because they were terrified of his big brothers. I told the teacher,
That's
but he
ice
never
VR.
believed that Chester had the strength to actually hurt anyone. I walked around with 2 cracked ribs for 3 months.
my
and
God.
couldn't laugh without wincing.
Got
A
a
week later,
twinsies.
my history teacher stepped out. Chester whispered into my ear, "Have you ever felt a tiger's claw?" Then he stabbed a pencil
Oh
an
my
inch deep into my
God,
back.
damn.
I bled out onto the floor and everyone
Damn.
gasped. I needed 7 stitches. My teacher asked
Holy.
the class if anyone saw it. Every single student looked away. Chester smiled again.
Thank
He
you,
was
Dominic.
loving this
Shout out to
power.
Dominic.
PE baseball. Chester slammed
We
a
got
metal bat across my knee.
558
I limped
people
for a
on the
month.
stream.
I still feel it when
Like
it
up the
rains.
stream.
I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell anyone. I knew I had to handle this myself. So I started
Okay.
kickboxing 5 days a week for 6 months straight. I sparred with
W kickboxing. Thank you for the jamming gift, Jellyfish. W Jellyfish. Thank you for the $2 gift, bro. That was like our 20th jamming gift. W Jellyfish.
I was flying.
No, I
knocked
skipped
out the
it.
small. Didn't tell anyone. Again, he was loving this power. PE baseball. Chester slammed a metal bat across my knee.
Damn.
I limped for a month. I still feel it when it
Damn,
rains.
bro.
I didn't tell my mom. I
Holy.
didn't tell anyone. I knew I had to handle this myself. So I started
Lock in.
kickboxing 5 days
W,
a week
W,
for 6
W.
months straight.
That's a
I
part
sparred
flag.
with semi-pros. Got
Should
beaten
say
up
Leah.
badly at first. Then slowly started landing shots and earned their respect. I stored every one of Chester's
W.
hits in the back of my mind.
That's a
I had a
Sylvia.
college scholarship and couldn't afford to risk losing it. So I waited for the last day of school. I walked up to him and said, "Hey Chester, have you ever
Hey,
felt
Chester."
a tiger's claw?" He
Give her
looked
the W,
confused.
Braden.
Before he could say a word,
We're
I
hiding
threw
it,
everything.
Jellyfish.
Punches, kicks, elbows, and laid him out
Oh
on
my
the
God.
concrete, unconscious,
Damn.
bleeding out of his smug face. A crowd gathered and went completely silent.
L
Then his
Chester,
2
bro.
brothers pushed
L
through the
Chester
crowd
in the
and got
chat.
in my face. Try that shit on us. Go ahead, try it.
What's
I
my
looked
favorite short? Probably this one. This is like an OG crap, bro.
up at both of them and said,
OG.
"You might kill me, but I'll take one of
Chat, 34 more subs. Let's hit 132K, bro.
you with me to the grave. I swear it." They went quiet, glanced at each other, then walked away. For as big as they were, they had never actually been tested. Chester had 17 broken bones and ate through a straw for 4
17?
months. No
My
charges
God.
were pressed because even his own parents knew he had it
No.
coming. When I think about that day,
Guys,
I
like
still
up the
get
stream
warm
and
fuzzies.
subscribe. They
I
were
knocked
hiding
out the
gift Rob
smallest,
Kelly.
weakest kid in school. While I was every time we heard
Have I played Geometry Dash? Yeah. Not really, though. I'm not really a fan of it. They were to stay hydrated, Zally Z.
my brother kept
W Zally Z with the stay hydrated. Thank you, Zally Z. W Zally Z, bro. Shout out to Jupiter. Shout out to Zally Z. Thank you, Zally Z, for the stay hydrated. Here you go, bro.
My brother kept stealing my bike,
That'd be
so I
Zally
let
Z.
him take it one last time. On my brother's birthday weekend, he snuck out of the house
the
and
Okie
cycled
stuff.
to meet up with the cigarette smokers of our school. He didn't
No! Oh my god.
even smoke. He just
Here
stood
the
in
gold
the middle
coin,
so he could
Lily.
smell like them. Then he rode my bike home and left it on its side. The next morning, the
They
handlebar
were the jamming gift. E say rich. W-E say rich with the jamming gift. Thank you, bro. W-E say rich. Thank you so much. You're the GOAT. They were the Uncle or Colby. W Colby and E say rich. Thank you both. I appreciate it. W Colby and E say rich.
were wobbly. He saw me
W.
and laughed. "Why did you do
We're
this
flattening hard,
again?
that
I
weird
just
one.
fixed this. I had no option. Dad
We're the hiding
grounded me
of
from
chocolate
driving
chip.
my car. Plus, everyone said it made me look cool, so it was worth it." That afternoon, I spent
Shout out
all
to
my
Fletcher.
birthday money on a thick bike lock.
Oh,
But
we
the
hit
next
132K. I did not realize that. W 132K, bro. They were the gold coin. They were the laughing list of chocolate chip. W chocolate chip. But W 132K. My God, bro. Holy. W chocolate chip though with the laughing disco, and they were the flower chocolate chip again. Holy man. W 132K, bro. They were the floating heart chocolate chip. W's.
morning, I woke up to the pieces of the lock on my pillow.
Keep
with a
subbing up
note.
if you guys
"Nice
want a shout
try,
out."
loser. I smiled because
They were the gold coin, the Earth Destroyer.
enough was enough. I waited until Friday
Am
night
I ready for school? What kind of question is that? Hell no.
to sneak out to the front garden with a wrench. I loosened the
done with
handlebars
school,
just
bro.
enough
You're
to
the
come
happy
off
poop
when he
chocolate
least
chip.
expected it, and I left the bike perfectly angled, perfectly exposed
Yeah.
and polished.
They were the laughing disco, Colby. W Colby with the laughing disco. Thank you, Colby. W Colby with the laughing disco. You're the GOAT, bro. W Colby. We're 6-7 chocolate chip.
The next night, he snuck
Thank
out
you,
to go to
Colby.
a party, and his crush was waiting in the driveway. He smirked. "Check me out, check me
You
out."
were
A
6'7",
minute
brother.
later, he was speeding down the road with one hand
nah.
on the handlebar. But as he went to make a sharp
Watch, bro. Oh, hell no. What the
turn,
hell,
the
bro?
handlebars popped right off in his hands.
He's
He
dead.
looked straight at her as his entire body hit the ground.
R.I.P. to
I
bro.
laughed as he limped through the front door, smelling like gravel
out to
instead of
Peyton.
cigarettes. Was it worth it? He shook his head. Dad grounded him for 6
Shout
months.
out to the king of the mountain. monsters.
My wife called.
Give her
There's
the
a
gold
man in our
coins,
house
that
with a
lazy.
knife. I left my
Give her the chili golden retriever. Give her the thumbs up chocolate chip.
work meeting. Where are you right now? In the bedroom closet.
Give her the jamming gift. Colby. W. Colby with the jamming gift. W. Colby. Thank you, Colby. Give her the GLHF chocolate chip. And thank you for the $2. Z Monkey. Do I have any tips on getting monetized? Okay, yes, I do. You have to post a lot of long form videos. See for the gold coin golden retriever. Post long form videos and you can get monetized, bro. Thank you so much for the $2. WZ Monkey though. It helps out.
I heard him come in
Trust.
through the back door.
Give her the
Her
W
voice
chocolate
kept
chip.
breaking. Please come home. The police didn't answer my call. I was extremely worried and ran straight to my car. The second I hit the highway, I called 911,
Give her
not
the
knowing
W.
if they would pick up.
Chocolate
But they
chip.
picked up instantly. I thought it was weird because my wife said they didn't answer her call, but I ignored
the
the
star
call
chocolate
and
chip.
just
Tips on
focused
getting
on giving them
monetized?
our address.
But yeah, thank you for the donation, Z
I was 2
Monkey.
minutes
Appreciate
away
it, bro.
when my
You're the
phone
goat.
buzzed with a text from her. Please hurry. I pulled into
Do not post shorts though if you want to get monetized. Post long
our
forms.
driveway
It's the
and
best
took the
way
gun
to
out
do
of the
it.
glove compartment. When I looked through the window, I expected to see a man with a knife, but instead there were party streamers.
What the hell? They were the gold
everywhere.
coin Jose.
Large cake on the table. I had no idea what was going on, and I needed
Thank
to
you,
know
Jose.
if my wife was okay. The back door was cracked open, so I crept inside. Get away from her! 20 people turned toward me. Pink and blue balloons filled the ceiling. My wife's dad was
You were the
standing
gold
over a
coin, Colby.
3-tier cake with the knife in his hand.
Shout out
A
to
banner
Natty.
above
They
him
were
read,
the 4 gold coins. W Colby.
Daddy to be. My wife stepped out from behind him holding an ultrasound.
Thank you,
Surprise!
Colby.
I'm finally pregnant.
W, Jose.
Suddenly, officers poured through the front door with their weapons drawn. Drop the knife! My wife put her hands in the air. Wait, this was a prank. I just wanted to surprise
Shout out to
my
Cool's Plays. Shout out to Gold.
husband that we were finally pregnant after 2 years
You
of
were the
trying.
2 gold coins. W Colby.
I did it this way because I wanted it to be memorable. My wife's dad was laughing. She told you
Shout out, everybody, keep subbing up if you want to shout out. Say a sub in the chat, I got you. Shout out to Justin. They were the gold coin.
not
Shout
to
out to
call them.
DJ.
I grabbed the knife and went to cut the cake. Well, now there really is a man in our house with a knife. My wife called
Oh, hell no.
a homeless man
They were the
kept
hiding gift,
shoplifting
Brad
in my
Dolphin.
store, and I regret
Shout out to
stopping
Spook.
him.
Shout
A
out to
girl got
Seth
dragged
Place.
around the corner in my store and screamed
Oh,
from behind
nah.
the shelf. I instantly ran over and saw a dirty man wrestling her for a water
That's in
bottle. I
London.
lunged to help her, but he ripped free and sprinted out before I
Shout out to Aaliyah.
could. I helped her up, but the next day the man came back
Shout out
and
to
did the
Antonio.
same thing. He ripped a sandwich from a kid's hands and ran out.
Oh,
I
nah.
knew something was seriously wrong with this guy, so the next time when he
Shout
walked
out to Ollie.
in, I watched
Shout
him
out to
closely.
Adriel.
He
Shout
walked
out to
around for a
Matthew.
few minutes, and when he thought no one was looking, ran towards an old
Shout out
lady
to Jay.
and grabbed a hot dog out
Keep
of her
subbing up
hand.
if you
But
want
I
to
was
shout out.
waiting and yanked him by the shirt.
Oh,
You're
nah.
not doing this again. He tried to pull away,
Shout out
but
to
I held
Blue
on
Fox.
to him and pulled out my phone to call police. He shook his head as he saw me dial, tears filling his eyes, but I just dialed anyway.
Shout out to Bryce Baker. They were the floating
Police
heart.
arrived and immediately cuffed him, and he didn't say a word to anyone the
Can I
entire
get a shout out? Shout out to Pilchuk Force.
time. They
Shout out
walked
to
him
Stewie.
out, and he made eye contact with me while crying.
hiding
I
gift,
thought the
Aiden.
problem was solved, until a few days later, I smelt something rotting
hiding
in an
gift, Aiden.
abandoned
Shout out to
alleyway. I
Stewie.
followed the smell, and when I turned the corner, I saw a dog chained up. I sprinted over and kneeled down.
They
There
were
was
Sir
a
Denver.
cardboard sign. I am mute. Teenagers tied up my
Tied up
dog
my
and
dog
beat me
and
up.
beat- Oh,
Please
nah.
give us food or water to keep him alive.
Shout out to PC List
The
Creator.
dog wasn't breathing, and when I looked up, I saw the water bottle and the sandwich wrapper the homeless man stole. I realized this was his dog,
Shout out to the Amberverse.
and he'd only been stealing. So
Chat, we need 5K more views till we hit 100K views on the stream. That would be insane,
his
bro.
dog could live.
Shout
But
out to
now,
Gumball.
thanks
Let's
me,
do it, bro.
His dog was gone. A homeless man.
Shout out to Piano Kid.
You know, every year he looks more and more like the mailman. My uncle said it before I even sat down,
Shout out
and
to
the
Jaden.
whole table laughed. My brother Ryan
Hit
pulled
that
out
subscribe
the chair
button,
next to Dad.
chat.
Same jawline, same green eyes,
were
and
star.
I took my usual spot at the end. Are you sure you weren't switched at birth? Ryan said,
Oh,
sliding
nah.
me a dinner roll. My parents laughed like it was the first time they'd heard it. My dad wiped his eyes. The boy got into a better school than Ryan, and I told him he must
Thank you for the laughing disco, Jamie. Jamie with the laughing disco. Thank you, Jamie. They were the Duckling, Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man and Jamie. Thank you, Pepsi Man, for the $9 gift. Thank you so much for the Duckling, Pepsi Man, and thank you for the laughing disco, Jamie. Pepsi Man, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the hiding gift, Maxwell's. W Pepsi Man, bro.
Must have inherited brains from whoever his real father is. The table cracked up.
Thank you.
Ryan pointed at me with his fork. Face it, bro. You're the mailman's kid. But tonight we settle it for good. He stood up and pulled a box out from under his chair. He handed out DNA test kits.
That's
and
the
grinned at me.
axolotl
Can't wait
place.
to finally prove which mailman you belong to. My mom went quiet.
That's
I
the
don't think we
Elegans.
need to waste money on that. My dad laughed. Hand them out. We
Give her
swabbed
the
our
lava.
cheeks
Let's go,
between
Jamie.
bites of ham. 6 weeks later, we were back at the
W,
same
Jamie.
table for Sunday dinner. When the
Thank you,
results hit
Jamie.
our phones, Ryan counted
That's a Blaze Michael.
down from 3. He opened his and stopped
That's a
scrolling.
alley.
This has to be a mistake. Ryan showed up as a half-sibling. Every match on Dad's side connected to me, not him. My dad turned to my mom. Who is Ryan's father? She started crying. Leonard. My dad stood
were the
up so
hiding
fast
gift.
his chair hit the wall.
Pepsi
The
Man.
mailman? You
were the
actually
clutch
slept with the
green fish.
mailman? 23 years of jokes and every single one of them was
We're a
true.
floating
Just
heart,
aimed at the wrong
Pimpin'.
kid. I stood up and grabbed my jacket. My mom grabbed my arm. We need to talk about this as a
I asked her. She said maybe tomorrow. Yo, how rich is your parents, bro?
family.
Crazy.
That's funny because I've never really been part
Damn.
of this family until about 5 minutes ago. I walked out the front door, sat in my
You were
car,
the 6'7" Pepsi
and
Man.
for the first time in 23 years, I was the one laughing. You know,
Damn.
a kid accused me of stealing
Give her
his
the gold
phone.
coin,
He was
green
holding
fi-
mine
green
when he
fish.
said it. There was this kid in my
Shout
class
out to
who
Luke
wouldn't
Post. They were the clutch,
shut
Jamie.
up about his brand new iPhone. He'd
Shout
hold
to
it up at
Liam.
lunch and slide it across desks, making sure that everyone saw it. I had the same one but never bragged about it, just used it quietly like a normal person. One morning he reached into his pocket and froze. The phone was gone. He started panicking, tore through his jacket, ripped through his bag, checked every pocket twice, and
Like up the stream and subscribe. Shout out to Demon. I'm not ex-Demon. Shout out to Yajira.
still couldn't find it.
Yajaria.
Then he looked straight at me and saw my phone on my desk. Before I could even react,
Chat, we're 1.7k views away from 100k views on the stream. Holy shucks, bro. Oh my gosh.
he snatched my
You know what? If we hit 100k views, I'll say the F word, bro. Shout out to Fish, though.
phone off my desk,
Come on,
shoved
bro.
it in his pocket, and yelled, "He
Shout out to Turbo
stole
Granny.
my phone." Every head in class turned toward us. The teacher
You
didn't
were the
even bother
hiding
looking
gift,
or asking
Jackson.
questions. She just pointed at the door. "Office, both of you, now."
Shout out
So
to
there
Matthew. Shout out to
I
Turbo.
was sitting across from the principal, stunned, while this kid stood up and put on a whole show. He pointed at me
Nah, never mind. I can't say it real. They were the W
and
idiot.
acted out how I
were
supposedly
the hiding
grabbed
gift.
it when he wasn't looking. Then
Jackson.
he leaned on the principal's desk and his voice started shaking.
the hiding
He's
gift
always been
costume,
jealous
dude.
of me. He was acting weird all morning. I watched him take it. I sat there in disbelief. His performance was so good that if I wasn't the one being accused, I would almost believe him. Finally, the principal leaned back in his
Oh,
chair.
nah.
"Take out the phone." The kid reached into his pocket and pulled it out like it was going to prove everything.
Oh,
He
nah.
held the
That
phone
is
up
not
to his
helping it. That is not helping the situation. Shout out to Fly My
face.
Way.
The screen flashed, face not recognized. He started
They were the
typing
party
in
hat,
the
Green
passcode.
Fish,
Wrong.
gtag.
His hand started shaking, and then from inside his own backpack, a ringtone went off. The
Oh,
principal
nah.
just looked at him. He got suspended for trying to frame me, and every time he pulled out his phone after that, someone in class would whisper, "Quickly hide your phone. The
Oh,
thief
nah.
is back."
Bro's gonna steal it. Shout out to Finn
Our
Sprouts.
roof started leaking after a massive flood,
Oh
and
my
my mom
gosh.
spent her entire paycheck to fix it. But when
Imagine that happening. They were to Star Jackson. Like you're
the
cooked.
contractor showed up, he took the money, then left to get his tools, and never came back.
Oh,
We waited
brother.
4 weeks,
You
and
were
our
the gold
roof was
coin
still
idiot.
leaking, and he'd blocked
What's up,
Mom's
Baz?
number. I urged her to report the fraud, but she could barely speak
That's in
English and
Virginia.
didn't know how. I was furious, but when I realized he had an actual office, I got an idea. I drove over and applied for a job, and since he didn't recognize me, he hired me on
Shout out to Home. Thank you for the
the
sub.
spot. For months, I mopped his floors and gained his trust, while secretly collecting invoices and finding out everything.
Yo, we hit 100k views on this stream. Let's go, baby. They were the Starfish. This is our most popular stream of all time. Let's freaking go. Holy moly. I love you all. I love you all. Can we get a W in the chat? Shout out to CM Nitro. Can we get a W in the chat? Please, bro. They were the hide and give green fish. We did it. We did it. They were the thumbs up pill chook. We're in the big leagues now. Shout out to Anime. Let's go. We did it, bro. We did it. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. Oh my gosh. Let's go, bro.
About his business. I drove to his clients' addresses to
deacon.
see if he ever did the work he was
They were
paid
6'7"
for. And in one of the
Jackson.
houses, I saw an elderly woman
W's.
with a broken window he should have
Shout out
fixed
to
2
AB.
weeks ago. She barely spoke English and reminded me of my mom. One day, he pulled me aside, smiling. "Remember, kid, single moms, people
W.
with no English, the elderly, they are easy money. Collect
Shout out to
and
brothers.
forget." He laughed. and
Thank
I
you
wanted to
guys
punch
so
him
much.
Because I
You guys are
realized
the
he was only
best, bro.
scamming the vulnerable people who he knew couldn't fight back.
You were
I forced
6'7"
myself
King
to
Dwell. way.
laugh with him. Then next day, while he was out for lunch, I snuck into his office.
Oh,
I
nah.
logged into his computer and went straight to his
Shout
business
out to
accounts.
PC List
I pulled
Creator.
up every client he had scammed and sent all the money back directly into their accounts. I even compensated them for what they went through. He
Shout out
came
to
back
Justin.
in and saw me at his computer. His account had 0 and freaked out.
Guys,
I
like up
trusted
the
me.
stream
He
and
picked up
subscribe,
his phone
chat.
to call police, but
I'm
just
ending
laughed
stream in like 10 more minutes.
and pulled out all the evidence I'd collected of his scams. He went white as he realized he was screwed, and I told him,
You're the
"Now,
hiding
you're either
it.
going to shut
Green
down your
fish.
business, or I'm the one calling the police." He immediately put down the phone and agreed. I immediately forced him to drive back to our house and fix my mom's roof.
You had 100 subs, congrats, bro.
I did that for every
Congrats,
person
bro.
he had scammed,
Don't spam
and
though.
after he'd fixed everything for free, I reported him for fraud anyway. Our roof,
nah.
when the light turned green, I went to press the gas, but my foot wouldn't move. Daddy,
Oh,
go.
nah. Oh, we already
My dad
watched
smashed
that.
my PlayStation 5 and said, "No more video games in this household."
Oh my
so I
gosh.
downloaded an educational app
What the hell, bro? Is that Duolingo?
that
That
has
ain't
games on
Duolingo.
it, thinking he wouldn't get mad.
Shout out
But
to
my
Judy.
dad, it still looked exactly like a regular video game, and it pissed him off. I tried explaining, "It's not a game,
Why did this guy's voice get
Dad,
deeper?
I'm learning." But Dad said, "Looks like a game to me. Put it away, or else I'm gonna smash your phone next." I was really sad because the one educational app I downloaded was about the stock market, and it was actually teaching me how to invest.
Give me the gold
So I
coin,
got sneaky.
Jesus.
I
GS.
played the app's trivia
Jeez.
games with the phone hidden under a book, tapping answers between the pages. I answered 3 in a row,
Oh my
and
gosh.
the screen
I-
lit up.
what-
You've earned
what
one
app is
free
that?
stock of Apple Inc.
What the
The
hell?
app rewarded you with actual stocks for getting trivia questions right, so I jumped up
That's
from
cool.
excitement. Yes!
Shout out
Dad
to Priscilla. Shout out to Serenity.
looked over from the couch. What was that? I scrambled. Just my
Those are
favorite
some
character in the
unique
book
names,
just
you
won.
guys.
Dad's jaw tightened. Read
I'm gonna end stream in 5 more minutes, okay, chat? 5 more. 5 more.
quieter, but he was suspicious of me now. So the next time when I was on the app, I clicked on the auto invest feature when I heard my dad's footsteps right behind me.
start
I
Kylie.
swiped out
Leave
of
her
the
to
app
GG
and acted like I
Pilchuk.
was just turning a page. Dad stopped right in front of me and held
Shout
out
out
his
to
hand,
Gustavo.
signaling to hand the phone over. I placed it in his palm. He searched the screen for a long moment, then found nothing. He started handing it back, and I let out a small breath of relief,
Shout out to
thinking I was
Gamers
safe.
Timmy.
But that's when a notification buzzed in his hand. Level up. Auto invest made you plus $83 this week. The notification glowed on the lock screen. Dad's eyes moved across it. His eyes narrowed on me. I stood up.
Oh,
Dad,
nah.
it's not. Dad slammed the phone down on
Oh
the
my
tile.
God,
The screen
damn.
shattered. He brought his foot down.
Shout out to Pretty Loud RP fan.
What was left until the pieces stopped moving. And I'm not buying you a new one.
He's
but
cooked.
it wasn't over. Because the next morning, I walked into the
Shout out to
house with a
Nicholas.
brand new iPhone I bought from investing money. Dad stopped mid-sip.
Oh,
Where did
hell
you get
no.
that? I opened the Bloom investing app I've been using and turned the phone
That's actually sick. I need to.
toward him.
I
I
need
paid
to
for
get
it
that app.
myself. Remember I told you about the learning game? Dad shook his head.
I
That's
gotta
not
get that app,
possible.
bro.
15-year-olds
Shout out
can't
to
open stock
DJM.
accounts. I scrolled to the account page. Bloom lets teens invest through a custodial
The
account.
GLHF
Grandma signed
Pilchuk.
off when I opened it. I scrolled to the balance, and
I think this is the ad, bro.
his jaw dropped because he was proved
I might have to try this, bro.
wrong. Me and my friends played real life Among Us, and things got crazy.
We already
My
watched
bully
that.
Richard cornered me in the yard for the 3rd time this week and started making fun of my arm again. What's wrong with your arm? It looks so
Nah,
weird.
that's
Richard
crazy.
squeezed it and laughed. He didn't know
Is there
it was a
anything
real
wrong with bro's
realistic
arm?
prosthetic. I tried
Oh.
to pull away, but he wound up
It's
his
a-
fist.
it's a robot
He
arm?
swung
What
it
the hell?
and punched my arm as hard as he
Yo.
could, and I heard something shatter, but it wasn't my arm. Richard dropped to the ground screaming.
Oh, bro. This guy is dumb. This bully is freaking dumb, bro. If it's a freaking prosthetic. A prosthetic is like a robot arm, and he just hit it. That's gonna hurt. Give it a GG.
Cradling
Twilight.
his limp hand. His knuckles were already
my
swelling.
God.
My prosthetic arm had
Shout out
broken
to
his
the
hand.
guy
I went back
for
to
real.
class laughing about it. But an hour later, my
Not gonna lie, chat. Would you want to have a prosthetic arm, or would you want to just keep your original arm? Because if you have a prosthetic arm, you could like defend yourself from bullies. Give it a GG gift, Robo.
principal pulled me out and walked me to his office.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't be good, bro. Like, how am I gonna feel my arm? It's not gonna be
Richard's
good.
parents were already inside, while Richard sat there with
You
his
know?
broken
You
hand
know what I mean, chat?
in a cast, red-faced and slamming his chair from anger. His mom instantly stood up. That's him. That's the kid who broke my son's hand. His
He would've
dad
starred
pointed
that
at me.
real
You are getting
Marco.
expelled, and you'll be paying for every cent of Richard's medical
Oh,
bills.
nah.
I looked at them both and decided to take off my prosthetic arm. My arm isn't real. It's made of metal. That's why punching it broke Richard's hand.
I said 5, 6,
I
7.
quickly reattached it, and Richard's face dropped.
Shout out to Anthony. They were 6, 7
As
Twilight.
this was his first time seeing the prosthetic, but his dad cut in immediately. That's even worse. Your arm is a weapon. A kid walking around school with a metal arm is
That, oh. Shut the hell up. I'm sorry, bro. Shout out to Goblin. I'm trying, bro. It's just that someone is controlling me. I'm being controlled by someone, bro, in the background. Help me. Nah, I'm joking. Shout out to Emmett. They were the hiding gift, Ava and Connor.
Dangerous to everyone. His mom turned to the principal and said, either expel him or we're calling our lawyer. This metal arm excuse is a disgrace. I was in disbelief while Richard sat there smirking at me. But then the principal held up his hand and asked the
911, yeah. Hell no. Nah, I'm joking, bro. You're the hiding gift.
Are you done? He turned his monitor around and made them watch how Richard attacked
him. That is not a monitor.
Reason.
That's a freaking laptop. What the hell?
Richard physically assaulted a disabled classmate,
and
you're trying to blame that classmate for the consequences of your son's own stupidity. The dad went to argue, but the principal cut him off.
Shout out to
being suspended. Richard immediately jumped out of his chair, screaming, when I come back, I'm gonna destroy your stupid arm. His mom tried to calm him down, but he ripped free and grabbed a stapler off the principal's desk.
Nah.
He hurled it at my prosthetic, but it bounced off and hit him in the face.
Oh my god, they were the hiding gift pill chew.
He dropped to the floor.
Holy, that's karma, bro.
The principal
Shout out to Zenko.
You know what? He's expelled. My bully Richard cornered
W. They were to stay hydrated, Cootie. W Cootie with the stay hydrated. Thank you so much, Cootie. W Cootie, bro. Spam W's in the chat for Cootie. They were the GG carry. They were the hiding gift Evie. W Cootie, bro. Okay, I'm gonna play the next short, but hold up. W Cootie though, bro. Thank you so much, Cootie. You're the GOAT. W Cootie. Alright, hold on. W Cootie. They were the 6-7. Voidra. Okay. They were the W carry. They were the hiding gift. Mackie. Alright. W, thank you so much for the stay hydrated though, Cootie. Alright, hold on, chat. Like up the stream and subscribe. Let me check something, bro. I'm checking something. Chill.
I opened my front door to find my son's girlfriend standing there with
Millennium. They were the hiding gift, Skater. They were the Star Lizard. Feel free to send gifts like laughing discos, guys.
Eyes swollen shut and dried blood on her lip. Hi, Dad.
They were
She
the Star
smiled
Evie
weakly,
boy.
then instantly collapsed in my arms. Maya,
They were the
what
Clutch
happened?
Twilight.
He choked me this time, she sobbed. I thought I was going to die. I carried
Star.
her to the couch
They were
with
the
my
hiding
hands
gift.
shaking
Pill
uncontrollably.
They
How
were the
long?
Flower
I asked.
Michelle.
17 months. It was just pushing at first, then slapping. She touched her throat. I'm sorry. I know he's your son. I shouldn't have come. I put my
They were
hand
the
on her
hiding
shoulder.
gift, Tammy.
Maya, I put my own father in prison for doing this to my mother. I won't hesitate to do the same to my son. I set up the guest room for her and locked the door behind her. Then I sat in my living room staring at my
They were the laughing disco, Michelle. W Michelle with the laughing disco. Thank you so much, Michelle. W Michelle. Thank you.
We're
the hiding gift, Twilight.
I called
W
my
Michelle.
son. Come over for dinner. We need to talk about your future. He walked in, smiling and hugged me. I noticed his knuckles had healing scrapes and instantly felt vomit rise in my throat. During dinner, I asked about work.
We already watched that, bro. Oh
I was
my
driving
god.
home at night when the
crash
car
out.
behind me suddenly lit
That's
up
the car at Arso.
and blue. I was confused. I wasn't speeding, and we were
This
in
is the last short, and then I'm ending stream.
the middle of nowhere.
All right,
He
chat.
yelled over the speaker. Pull
So, subscribe if you want to shout out before I end this. So, yeah, guys, subscribe. Last chance. They were the Happy Poop Gamers, Timmy. And last chance to ask your questions, bro.
over right now. I stopped and
All right,
he slammed
guys.
on the brakes
So,
right
be
behind
quick,
me,
bro.
Immediately
They were the hiding
stepping out.
gift.
I was
The biggest fanfish. They were the live disco, Michelle. W Michelle. Thank you, Michelle.
sweating. Why was he doing this? But I rolled down the window and noticed his hand was all
Please don't end it. I might stream for a bit more, bro. Okay. Chill. Shout out to
ready
Sophia.
on
I know
his
you
gun.
guys like
Where are
me,
you
bro.
going?
I'll
Home?
stream
Did
for
I
a
do
bit more.
something wrong? He just stared at me, and I could
W
see
Matthew with the laughing disco. Thank you, Matthew. W Matthew and Michelle. Thank you both, bro. You guys are goated. You were the hiding gift fanfish.
something was off. Why are you sweating?
Shout out to
Something
Dry
to hide?
Bonds.
I shook my head. No. Just trying to get home, officer. Have you been drinking tonight? No, I swear.
Oh, hell
just
no.
going home.
Shout out to
Then
KK
he looked
Hart.
around and slowly reached for his chest. He turned his body cam on and suddenly
the hiding
he
gift, the
completely
biggest
changed.
fanfish.
He smiled and said, "Welp, if you were drunk, you sure fooled me. I knew something was wrong. I just stayed silent." He leaned in closer, putting his hand back on his holster. I said, "Welp, if
They
you
were the hiding
drunk,
gift,
you
the
sure
biggest
fooled me."
fanfish.
He
They
stared
were the
into my
chili
eyes,
grandma's
but I just
roast
kept my
story.
mouth shut. He looked annoyed, but just threw my license back and walked away, speeding
6-7
past me down the
Robo-Vac.
road. I was so confused, but when I got home,
Chat, how many
I looked it
likes
up.
are we at? Somebody tell me how many likes we're at. Double tap your screens if you haven't liked the stream yet, though.
It turns out when
We're
he
the
asked
hiding
me
gift, the
that,
biggest
if I had said
fanfish, and
anything
Ball
like
Harte.
yes, or even nodded, he would have recorded me legally saying yes. I am drunk,
1.6k.
and I am
Alright, keep liking the stream, bro. Keep liking it up.
fooling you, and he would have arrested me
liking
for
it
doing
up.
absolutely nothing. I was driving My boss
We'll watch a few more shorts, bro.
fired me because he didn't want a guy in a wheelchair pitching to clients. So 3 years later, I made him sit across
the biggest
my desk and beg me for a job. Richard called me into his office on a Monday and shut the door. Look, you're the best marketer we have. He couldn't keep eye contact. But the Northfield guys are old school. They golf.
You were
they want
the
a guy who
the
walks
biggest
into the room,
fanfish.
shakes hands, looks the part. It's not about you. It's about optics. I asked him if he was firing me. He said he was restructuring the role. I rolled out of his office, packed my desk, and left before lunch.
Oh, nah.
By Wednesday, I had a business license.
You were
I worked out of my kitchen with my laptop on the counter because it was the only surface I could reach from my chair. For 6 months, I took whatever scraps I could get. Then one morning, I got an email from Northfield.
That was Northfield, chat. Shout out to Hello Peanut Butter.
Richard had pitched them my old decks, and they wanted to know who actually made them. I rolled into their boardroom that Friday, and their CEO stood up and walked around the table to shake my hand. He said, "I've been wanting to meet the guy doing the work." Their head of strategy pulled a chair out of the way, so I could pull right up to the table. They signed before lunch. Not one of them mentioned the chair. By year 2, I had 40 clients and a downtown office with ramps to every floor. Richard's firm lost 3 more accounts to me that spring. Adweek put me on the cover in July. Richard's board removed him in August. He spent a year applying to every agency in the city.
You're laughing this go. The biggest fanfish. W the biggest fanfish. Thank you, bro. W the biggest fanfish. They were the uncle or Michael. W Michael and the biggest fanfish. Thank you both. W Michael and the biggest fanfish. Thank you both. I appreciate it. W's.
Resume came through my inbox in December.
That's a gamer's
my assistant walked him in,
Zero.
and he lowered himself into the chair across from me. He told me he'd been following my work. He said he could bring leadership, experience, a new perspective. I let him get through all of it. Richard, you're the best marketer I've seen on paper in months. I watched him almost smile. But my clients are new school. They stream. They want someone who rolls into the room with a fresh perspective. They wouldn't get an old school guy like you. It's not about you. It's about optics. He went completely still. I rolled
the stream
back
and
from the
subscribe,
desk
chat.
and opened the door for him.
They were the jamming gift. Storm Chaser. W Storm Chaser, bro. Thank you, Storm Chaser.
My girlfriend dumped me over
Got the
a
Nitro
Spotify
edits
playlist.
with the hiding gift. W Storm Chaser. Thank you so much for the jamming gift.
We were driving to New York when my girlfriend asked me to add some songs to our road trip playlist. I added Sweet Home Alabama and Country Roads, thinking we could shout the lyrics to them. But the second the first song played...
Oh my god. Bro, my chair thing keeps falling, chat. I'm gonna crash out. I'm probably gonna end stream after this last short, so yeah, guys. Shout out to Brittany. Last chance to get a shout out, guys. Last chance, bro. Last chance, chat. Shout out to Basher VR.
She made a U-turn right in the middle of the road.
Come on.
Baby, what the hell are you doing?
Oh,
I
hell no.
asked. But then she burst into tears and said, "I'm breaking up with
What's up,
you."
Owen?
I sat there completely lost. But she just sped back
Shout out
to
to
my apartment
Allison.
and dropped me
I'm giving shout outs. Say I subbed in the chat if you want a shout out before I end the stream. But you gotta be subscribed. So subscribe if you want a shout out.
I had no idea what just happened, so I called her best friend to figure it out. But her voice came through cold. I know what you did. You're disgusting. Never call this number again. I tried calling her back, but she already blocked me.
Shout out to
Then the next morning, I saw Lorelai had posted a picture kissing her ex with the caption, "I know where home is." I sat there confused, wondering how she could run back to the ex who cheated on her 4 times the day after dumping me. But before I could even process that, someone knocked on my door. It was Lorelai's mom. I wanted to thank you for showing your true colors before things got more serious. She smiled. By adding music, she asked me to add. I asked. She laughed.
Shout out to the biggest fanfish. 19,000 gems? Yo, the biggest fanfish. Yo, you're the GOAT. Actually, shout out to the biggest fanfish. I did not realize that. 19,000 or 1,900? 19,000 is $190. Just from you. What the fuck?
Of course you don't understand.
Shout out to the Ricky
I knew you
for
weren't
life.
right for my daughter. I felt like I was losing my mind. So I drove
$190.
straight to Lorelai's house. She opened the door and looked annoyed. "Lorelai, what the hell is going on?" She crossed her arms. "It was a test, and you failed." "A test for what?" "Every woman in my family tests her
Yeah, bro, that's crazy, the biggest fanfish. Yo, you're the GOAT, bro.
boyfriend with a small favor to see if he only thinks of himself. You added country music when all I listen to is K-pop, so you failed. I rubbed my face.
We're the hiding
Lorelai,
gift,
this
the
is
biggest
insane.
fanfish.
Her eyes
Shout out
got
to
cold.
Elijah.
My ex added Blackpink, which is my favorite band, so he passed. At that point, I realized I dodged a bullet. Then a year later, I saw her engagement
dodged a bullet.
announcement
Shout
to
to
her
CN,
ex,
bro.
and because I still had her Spotify, I added a country song for their wedding playlist.
Oh, nah. Alright, well, chat. Shout out to Aline. Shout out to Owen. Shout out to Rexy. I'm going to give shout outs to the people who subscribed before on the stream. They were the hiding gift 0G. Shout out to Z8 Don. Shout out to Jurassic Parky. But I'm going to go now, bro. Alright. thank you all for joining. This was one of our best streams ever, so I want to thank you guys very much. We got 110,000 views on this stream. IShowSpeed's freaking dad commented on my live stream. If you were at the start of the stream, you would have known. If you weren't, then yeah. But IShowSpeed's dad literally commented on my stream. And I told him to tell his son, Speed, to play Gorilla Tag. So that's insane, bro. We even got IShowSpeed's dad. So this was the best stream, bro. I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, you know. Just thank you guys. I'm going to give shout outs now, but I'm probably going to end the stream now. So yeah. I will be live tomorrow around the same time as today, when I went live today. Thank you for the hiding gift, Norma. Thank you for the W, Nicole. Alright, shout out to... Who wants shout outs, bro? Shout out to Nico, bro. But you gotta be subscribed. So subscribe before I end the stream for a shout out. Shout out to Carolyn. Alright, shout out to PC List Creator. Shout out to Leona. Shout out to Fanfish. Shout out to Chris Plays. Shout out to... Mayuel. I don't know, bro. Oh, nah. Shout out to Win Plays. Shout out to Caro. Shout out to Winder, too. Shout out to Elbenz. Shout out to What's Up, everyone. Shout out to Hello. Shout out to Mariam. Shout out to Lord. Shout out to Gaming Joe. Geo. Shout out to Mick Josh. Shout out to thank you for the thumbs up, Nicole. Shout out to Norma Gomez. Shout out to Zach Burt. Shout out to Knight. Shout out to Light Jukes. Shout out to Vincent. Shout out to King T. Shout out to Santiago. Shout out to the Rookie for Life. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Mushko. Shout out to they were the 6'7" D Money. And shout out to Winder too. And shout out to Joshua and Odin Jones. And me Builder. Alright. Shout out to Damien. Okay. Shout out to Dale. I'm gonna end the stream now. If you didn't get a shout out, they were the 6'7" freaking spring crepe. If you didn't get a shout out, it's okay. I will be live tomorrow giving more shout outs to people who subscribed. But once again, thank you all for the gifts. Thank you all for the donations. And thank you all for subscribing. We've gained over almost 2,000 subscribers. I think even more. 2,900 subscribers. Or 2,700. Thank you for the gold coin, Bread Dolphin. Thank you for the hiding gift, Bandfish. But great stream, bro. Shout out to Francis Allen. Great stream, you know. Shout out to Xander. I will be live tomorrow, okay? So, yeah, if you want to shout out, then I got you tomorrow. But, yeah, best stream ever, bro. Shout out to Xander. Let's see if tomorrow we can do even better, bro. Thank you guys for this stream, bro. We got 100K views on the stream. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best, bro. But I'm going to go now. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, all right, chat?
Friend dumped me.
Yeah, I'm going to head out. Peace, chat. Shout out to Kitty. I'll be live tomorrow, all right? Stay tuned. Around the same time that I streamed today. Alright, thank you all for joining. Peace, guys.